Jay Thomas Show. Sirius 108 and XM 139. This is the Jay Thomas Show. The interesting, the odd, and the bizarre people behind the, interesting. The odd and bizarre stories. Jay gets in it, stirs it up, and spits it out. He's a professional. It's all here on the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Conover, Shuli, Madison, Kevin Meaney, Garrett and Christina, and Ira the Weatherman. This is the Jay Thomas Show.
Well, proud to be one of the only live radio shows on Sirius XM today. I didn't even realize it was a holiday. It's a holiday where I am. I'm coming to you from New Orleans, Louisiana. Mike Church, the right-wing nut on, I think it's on 146. He's built me a beautiful studio. We're all here. And Shuli is back in New York City.
Hello, Jay.
Good morning. Of course, the lovely Christina will answer the phone at 8884-102-102. Garrett is back there running it. They didn't give him the title because, God forbid, they might want to give him 15 extra bucks a week. But he's
not that. It's the business cards.
Yeah. Oh, they gave me those when I first got there. Jay Thomas, announcer.
And they're coming around the bend.
And it's lettuce by a head. Here comes Teetlebum. Anyway, so we're here in New Orleans, and I work for the Orpheus, which is the parade that I am, and Sean Payton, the coach of the New Orleans Saints, is the king of Orpheus, so it's like a big deal. So we'll see him tonight. I mean, he's literally being worshipped here, and it really. And I know that Ellen DeGeneres has been doing this also, Shuli, talking a lot about the Saints. But if you're not a fan, you know, when I'm driving around listening to radio, someone starts talking about something that they're so personally involved in, you know, you begin to dislike, you know, that they're so happy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, if a team wins a game, or if your team wins and you're chatting it up about them the whole time. And, you know, I'm sure it's nice that the Saints won, but some people are overdoing it, I think, you know?
I mean, at the end of the day, it is a game, and they're not really your team.
No, they're not. And they'll probably all quit and move on. You know, they'll all stop, you know, playing. But they show the replay over and over again. Like, I'm in the hotel and, you know, getting ready to come to work, and they got the replay on. You know, it's like it just runs on a loop, I think, on one of the channels. It does. It's
going to run on that loop for years to come.
So I had to give my my speech this morning on safety. And when you ride in these floats in New Orleans, when I first moved to New York, only parade I'd ever been to in my life was a parade in New Orleans. I mean, I've never been to another parade. So I moved to New York, and I'm with the radio station, and we have a float in the Macy's Day Parade. So I get in that float, and we're rolling along, and nobody throws any beads. They don't throw any trinkets, right? And I go, where are the beads? Where are the trinkets? And they go, what do you mean? I go, well, why would you come to a parade if you weren't going to get something out of it? And I was surprised. Are there parades in Israel when you were a little boy? Were there like parades? Like
I don't remember any parades. I mean,
did they ever have a float with like a Palestinian hanging from the float, and you would all show up in your Groucho Marx?
I mean, that would be a reason for a parade. Don't get me wrong.
It would be. Yeah, it would be. But it would be hey, what was the parade that Borat had in his movie?
Oh, it was something about
the Jew.
Yeah, it was something about killing the eggs that the Jews lay.
Yeah.
Spawn more Jews.
Look, it's going to lay an egg.
Right.
You know,
fantastic.
So they didn't throw anything. So that was the first weird thing. And so, you know, here, when you get on a parade, you spend hundreds of dollars buying all these beads. And they're all from China, of course. And if you don't like somebody, you just get them to lick one of their little beads, and they'll be dead by nightfall. So that was the first thing I remember. And then as you get drunker, as you go on because you can drink the whole time you're riding, and you're on it for like 5 or 6 hours, you become I don't know, agitate. I don't know what it is. You begin humming the beads and trying to hit people with them.
Because in a way, you're in prison. You know, you're trapped. You're on this float. It's moving real slow. You know, all of us hate being behind slow drivers. Now you are that driver, and you got to wave to everybody. And eventually, you start feeling like a douchebag up there.
And you're in a costume that looks like something that MC Hammer gave to Goodwill. They're these ugly costumes, and they've been worn by other people. By the way,
does anybody heckle you when you're on the float? Do people?
No,
like
you have a mask on, and it's against the law. I mean, they actually have laws here. It's against the law to take your mask off while you're on a Mardi Gras float.
I bet the thieves love that.
Well, that went all the way back to when the KKK had their first float. By the way. See, it's the South. See, weren't allowed to take your mask off all the way back, but it is truly a law. By the way, the silence doesn't bother me. gives you a chance to let it. My jokes sink in sort of like a cherry sauce on an angel food cake.
You gotta let it marinate sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You know, sometimes it's a dry rub. You know,
it reminds me of that show Pitmasters I've been watching. Barbecue Pitmasters.
I got to tell you, I really do. I try and stay with you on these shows.
I never even knew I was into something like that. You know what's fascinating about? Let me just tell you something. These guys, they buy like $12,000 grills, like cookers, right? They look like race cars, these fucking things. They drive from one shithole fucking place to another. They buy like $800 slabs of just whole pigs, right? These guys are up at 3 a.m. cooking. They're spraying shit with water. They got wood. They got there's a dry rub and my flavor profiles, and then they got to set all this shit up for judges who are just fat fucks who just love to eat, right? And they got to, and all the judges eat it. So then they announce the winners, right? What does first place get? $3,000. $3,000. These idiots are going around spending thousands of dollars to win $3,000 and bragging rights.
Well, so it's on the Food Channel?
I think it's on TLC or the History Channel, one of those two. But it's really, I mean, there's a guy who's just an angry asshole guy who's won like over $600,000 in career winnings.
At $3,000 a pop?
That's what I'm saying.
Less.
That's what I'm saying. Every event I've seen, the max is, they go, well, the grand prize is $12,000 in total prizes. In total. So it's like, you know, they're paying the top 9 people.
And you know, I just got into this reality thing. They don't pay a lot of money on these shows. I mean, I know after a while it's a big hit, you know, Monster Garage and the guys
Jersey Shore.
They make a lot. Well, I don't know what kind of money, but you know, they may
they're really idiots, those Jersey Shore kids. You know, they were making, I think, like $1,000 a show or something. And they went to bat hardcore with MTV and they said, we want $10,000 a show. Meanwhile, MTV's making a killing off that show.
Well, that's a lot of money though, $10,000. If you go from 1,000 to 10.
But compared to what their MTV is making off that thing?
Yeah, but that's 1,000% raise. And you know, you work at a big company. What was the percentage of raise they gave you? They love giving you like a 3% raise, don't they? Or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds about right.
Well, so when you go in and ask for 1,000% raise, it's not.
That's what my boss said.
By the way, that's a sound effect that we just recorded of a management meeting when I asked for 1,000% raise. That's it. Yeah, they get a 3%. Well, so now here at Mardi Gras, everybody is marching and they're throwing the beads and the whole deal. And there are real live rules, and one of them is it says, keep your hand on your cooler at all times. These are real rules. You're allowed to bring your cooler filled with booze wherever you go. And so last night in the lobby of a hotel where there is a bar and food and everything else at the Sheraton on Canal Street, there are people that with their entire family brought their coolers into the lobby of the hotel and sat around their cooler and ate and drank. And I said, can you imagine being in New York and you're in a hotel and their families around these coolers and they haven't bought anything in the hotel, right? Maybe they're staying in the hotel. I don't know. So what you can do is you keep your family by the cooler and then various members run out, beads.
Why not just put a club on it while you're at it too?
Yeah,
or low jack.
Exactly. Yeah. You get beads, and then you come back in and you send another member of your family out to catch beads. And you leave with hundreds of beads, bags, giant bags.
But it's like a relay race, the whole process.
Yes, yeah. It's the whole thing. And then I said, and a lot of people get lost. I mean, really lost. They don't know where they are. They're from out of town. And I said, if you lose your husband here in New Orleans, you just check in at any strip club. They have like a database. Listen to this one, Julie. They have a database set up. You've heard of Google? It's called Nipple. Oh, Jesus. Ira, were you sick over the weekend?
A little bit, Jay. A little bit, but I'm getting better.
You need to start taking something that clears up the phlegm in your throat. This is not a commercial.
No, what it was due to the weather.
Yes, I know. You need to take something called Claritin.
I have the generic version.
Claritin?
I have the generic version at my desk right now. I should go get it for him.
You know what? And you take a pill every day so that crap is out. And by the way, at a certain age, don't even ask whether it's bad for you or not. Okay? I like when someone's like 75 years old, they go, well, you think this could kill me? So what?
Jay,
I think a strong wind might kill you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can
Ira,
we all come out to New Orleans tonight? All of us. Me, Garrett, Shuli, Christina. We'll all come out to New Orleans.
Well, I'd love to live in that world.
We would
for just
like
5
to
minutes.
see the Mardi Gras.
I'm sure you would. The other person I know that lives like this, I was at a party in California, and there's a guy that wrote all of Mariah Carey's music or something years ago. And he made millions of dollars with her. She was like a little girl in his neighborhood, right? And he was, he was probably 20 years old, and she was 16 or whatever. He wrote her first 5 albums with her, right? And, of course, as soon as she gets a big manager, they get rid of this guy, right? But he'll never have to work another day in his life. But here's another sad thing, Shuli. He's also never written another song. He can't. Right. He has studios. Always has a gorgeous woman with him. That's his newest singer, right?
Ah.
And they never make it. So the other night, I see him at a party, and he says, what are you up to? And the girl is so gorgeous, it's disturbing. And he goes, oh, this is Lucy May from somewhere in Mississippi. I think she might be from where Brett Favre is from. I swear to God, she's from Kiln, Mississippi. And she said that, but she didn't say that it's the home of Brett Favre, which is because all these, idiots that go to these film festivals and all that, they wouldn't care, right?
Right.
So she says, I'm from Kiln, Mississippi. I kept waiting for the Brett Favre thing to come out, and she didn't say it. So he says, oh, she's a great singer. And also, I said, yeah, I'm leaving for New Orleans tomorrow. And she turns to me. The guy's immensely wealthy, and she's a fabulous looking chick. And I'm sure they're, having at it over the, equipment or whatever. She goes, oh, honey, why don't we fly down tomorrow to New Orleans? And you could see in this guy's face, he's not dropping $1,000 on a ticket, right? He goes, and he said the same thing you said, but instead of saying, I'd like to be in the world you live in, he went, gee, I think we're busy tomorrow or something like that, But I saw it in his face. What are you, nuts?
Yeah.
You don't ask that question after an orgasm. You have to ask it long before the orgasm. So, Ira, it would be very expensive for me to fly everyone to New Orleans and put you all up. Ira, it would cost me thousands of dollars.
Jay, but we would enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, forget the money. Think of the fun we would have.
Well, here's the problem. As I wrote the check, I wouldn't enjoy myself. That's the difference. You would be enjoying yourself. I'd be writing the check going, I don't think I'm having fun doing,
3 hours into our stay, you get a call from Ira. You call this a hotel?
I am watching The View today, and they're talking about the guy who died on the luge, the guy from Bulgaria or whatever. And they've shown, have you seen the guy die?
Oh, yeah.
No pads, by the way, on these metal girders that are holding something up. No pads at all. And I'm looking at this thing thinking, they have pads on goalposts, in the end zone. And the guy isn't going 90 miles an hour. He's a wide receiver, and he might accidentally ram into the goalpost. They have bales of hay and everything else. Those little mini stock cars, those little tiny ones, right?
Yeah.
They have bales of hay and padding, on the sides of the arenas and stuff, right?
Right.
Everywhere you go, there's some sort of a padding, right? This guy's going 90 miles an hour down a chute. You know how when you open your refrigerator and you need to defrost it? It's like that. You're in that thing.
Well, I remember seeing the headlines, a guy from Georgia dies in the luge. I'm like, that makes sense. I mean, who from Georgia would know how to fucking luge?
No, they meant the Russian.
Right, I didn't know that till later.
I'm sure you did.
You know, I've watched the luge event, over the past few days, and from the video I saw, I mean, the guy was just out of control, and he went too high up into that wall, and it just threw him. Now, I think the big mistake here is that they don't focus on it enough. Like, they just kind of mentioned it a little bit. They dedicated the opening ceremony. I say you run the video during the opening ceremony and really give the guy a gold medal. Drag his body out there, put it on him, throw him on the torch, whatever. Make it an event that people remember.
Wait a minute. Make it a funeral pyre for him.
Yeah, have his teammates dragging him in.
Exactly.
But he finished dead last.
Well, remember,
what do you want him to do? Put the bumpers like they do at the bowling alley for little kids now? On the
yes!
roof? And then that's not even the dangerous one. The skeleton one is the one where they're going head down. What's padding gonna do there?
You know what I imagine is somebody comes up and goes, I like to be in the Winter Olympics. You know what? How about the head down thing that we do? Whatever that's called. Okay. That sounds like fun.
They call it the skeleton because that was the first guy that tried it. It was a skeleton. They strapped it to a sled and sent it down.
They show this guy flying through the air, and there's no padding on the, on these girders that are holding something up. Even simple padding would have perhaps saved his life.
Here's the real crime here. Why are you watching The View? This is what I want to know.
No, because I watch everything I can watch, and I'm passing through. I just want to see, how much weight Whoopi Goldberg can gain is what I'd like to do. So you got Whoopi is there. You got Joy Behar, and then you've got the right-wing chick has got on a white shirt today. What's her husband's the quarterback,
Hasselbeck.
Yep.
Hasselbeck.
Elizabeth.
She has an American flag on her, and she's got a great body, right? But her politics are such, and she's such an idiot, Whenever you've got a dumb blonde and she's talking politics, right or left, and Fox is filled with them over there, right? She just bugs you, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the fat black comedian. I don't know who she is. I don't know her name.
Comedian is a strong word.
Sherry Shepherd.
Sherry Shepherd is the one. There's something really dumb she did. She didn't know the world was round. I'm not kidding you. Something that stupid. She says that she went to Calgary or something, and she has done the luge. She's so fat she couldn't fit in the whatever that canal is that she put you in, right?
I don't think it was the luge. I think she just slipped in some ice in Calgary and went sliding down a little bit on her fat ass.
She said they put her in the thing and she lays down on her stomach. Now, I'm looking at it, and then Whoopi Goldberg says, "Oh, I've done that." And I'm thinking, what? I would give anything to have video of that fat idiot and Whoopi, either one of them. And they went down the luge, and she said, "Oh, yeah, somebody had scraped their elbow right before I got in there. A guy dies."
Yeah, not to mention the guy's been training his whole life for this, and Sherry Shepherd comes out unscathed.
I don't think she could go very fast because her waist was hitting the side.
Just
her waist
sparks.
was kind of, yes.
Just sparks going up the whole
She had
time.
big blisters on the sides of her, on her ass, and each on her hip, big giant blisters. So they keep showing that. What I wanted them to do is, remember when ABC, can you find that thing that it says the thrill of victory, the despair of defeat or whatever, and then the guy flies off the ski jump, right?
I remember that.
They ought to replace this guy.
Oh yeah.
That's what they need to do.
Because that
guy lived. That guy lived.
Instead of the sound of the crowd going, whoa, instead you just hear, bing!
Well, he flails around for a moment or two.
I didn't see that. I thought everything was at a dead stop at that point.
I might have slowed it down a little bit.
Bing!
What's amazing to me is the shock. They were saying this is only the third luge death in the history of the Olympics. And then you read it. As you know, the luge is when a human being in a skin-tight, suit gets, you know what it looks like? The seat of an office chair. You know, it's just the seat, right?
Yeah.
And it's only, I want to say it's like 2x2, right?
It looks like the thing my dad used to lay on to change oil in the car.
Yes, it's one of those. It's like that, but it's kind of like got a little pad on it, and you get on. And now that one you can't see, right? You're on your back.
Yeah, you just got your head kind of cocked up. You're just like, oh shit, the whole time. You know, you're just talking through your teeth.
You know, sometimes you go to a swimming pool and you're going to swim, right? And it's boring. So
Jay,
you swim.
one thing,
What
that
is it?
sport is very, very, you know, it's, you can get killed from it.
Yes, someone did die, Ira. That's what we're talking about. Did you see the man die?
No, I did not.
Garrett, get him the picture of the man dying. Anything to keep him from slobbering on the microphone for the next few minutes. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety
Jim
of
McKay.
sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human
the guy
drama
going
of
on?
athletic competition.
Yeah.
This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
I got to tell you, that's dramatic right there. That is dramatic. And you show the guy dying.
That grips you, that gets you, that just pulls you in.
Yeah, that pulls me in. Well, you know, ABC was getting killed in the ratings. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't make a deal for football. They couldn't make a deal for baseball. They couldn't do anything. So they were like ESPN. They bought any sport they could buy. And ice skating was one of the first ones they could buy. And they made deals for the Olympics that people didn't care about, the Winter Olympics, right? And that's how they made their money. I mean, on Saturday, Shirley, you'd have loved it. You get like you get a half gallon of chocolate ice cream on a Saturday afternoon. There's only 3 channels, NBC, ABC, and CBS. And you sit down and you watch curling, or you watch, there's a thing they play in Ireland with a stick. It's not lacrosse. It's like a baseball with a stick. And they kind of hit it like a baseball.
Oh, I know. It's called stupid.
Yeah, they showed all those things. And so that's how, ABC made its name. So they would show that guy.
No, I remember they used to have like Battle of the Network Stars on there. They used to
All
have
of that.
They used to have Evel Knievel's Jumps on there.
Right.
All that weird shit.
Yeah, and because they didn't have any programming, they couldn't make. Then they made a deal with I think they made the first deal with the old AFL.
They used to have Frisbee tournaments on there and hacky sack tournaments on there. They would put anything on.
Well, did you ever watch when ESPN first came on? You got to go back and watch the first day of ESPN. It was hysterical. They didn't know what to show. They couldn't make any deals with anybody either.
Right.
Somebody was going 24-hour sports. What are they going to show in the middle of the night? We didn't even think, In a couple of minutes, the duct tape guys will be here. Tim Nyberg and Jim Berg, they're not related, are 2 guys who have dedicated their lives to duct tape.
Somebody had to do it.
They have written 7 books documenting well over 5,000 real and wacky uses for duct tape. And I believe these are the guys where I first read, are you ready? I first read where if you have maybe a mole or something, you put duct tape on it.
Nobody will see it.
No, 7 days. No, 7 days. And when you peel it off, the thing is gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Cindy
just knew you
Crawford's.
could make a wallet out of it. That's about it.
If I ever met Cindy Crawford, I would put a piece of duct tape on that mole so fast. Or a wart. Maybe it's a wart. I don't know. Tom of North Carolina, 888-4-102-102. The Jay Thomas show. The duct tape boys are coming up in a few moments. Yes, Tom.
I'd like to lick that mole and nibble it off.
You'd like to lick Cindy Crawford's mole, chew on it until it began to bleed.
Would you like to have mustard on it?
Would you put
No.
mustard on it is the question? Yeah.
We're
You ought to
behind
serve that at the 7 C's.
I
Mustard
Big
mole.
mustard moles. Delicious. Yes, Tom. What did you call
and
it?
that was I think the sport you were looking.
Oh, that's a shame.
No. You know what? He was calling us from a luge. Did you know that?
Yeah. I'm
He was
heading
right
to turn 4.
All right. Who's on line one there? You know what? I'm not seeing all the names and everything.
That's really not important at this point.
Really? Eduardo. I
Yeah,
memorized his
hi.
name from- Hello, Eduardo. How are you?
Long time no talk to you guys. How are you?
Eduardo. Si habla
Yay!
español.
Más o menos, muchachos,
Un
más o menos.
poquito.
I'm lucky to be alive, let me tell you that.
Thank
What
you.
happened? What happened, Eduardo?
Last Wednesday, I was on Highway 81 in Pennsylvania,
Right.
and big storm, snow all over the place. I didn't see so much snow ever in my life.
And you tripped. Were you heading for a Desi Arnaz reunion?
Yeah, something like that, I guess, but...
I want you to
accidents.
say something for me.
Babalu.
I want you to, no, Garrett. I want you to.
Yeah, but that guy's Cuban. I'm Peruvian. Let me refresh your
I'm
memory.
sure there's a lot of difference. Would you record this for me? Ready?
Okay.
Hold on one second. For one of our hysterical, recorded drops. You ready, Garrett?
Yep.
Okay. I want you just to say, Lucy, I'm home. Just say it.
Lucy, I'm home.
All right, that's it. We got it now. You got
Could
it?
you do one that says, Jay Thomas, I'm home?
Yeah, do that.
Hey, Thomas, I'm home.
There we go.
Is better?
Yes, we'll use those at a very, very.
Well, you can
hold
do
on
whatever
one
you
second.
please.
Hold on one second, Eduardo, right there.
Okay.
Hold on. We have a special report from Gina in Atlantic City. Gina, the Jay Thomas Show. Apparently, you have been driven to call us because of something in your life that had to do with duct tape. What is it?
It's no bullshit. It Shuli knows me. I'm a friend of his. I'm not lying
Really?
about this.
You're two big pals here?
Yeah, he's my butt. Anyway, I had a plantar's wart on my foot, and it was bothering me. It was really bad. I went to the doctor. He said I had a choice of cutting it out or putting duct tape on it. So to me, it's a no-brainer. I'm like, what do you mean duct tape? For 2 months, not 7 days, it was 2 months, I put duct tape on my foot and took it off, once a day and put new duct tape on. And it got better. It didn't hurt as bad walking on it. Lo and behold, 2 months later, the whole root of the plantar's wart came out.
What is a plantar's wart? It's
a virus. It's a virus, but it's got a root.
Where have you been putting your foot? That's the other question. I remember, Shuli, you've done this when you were single, I'm sure. The woman is laying there naked, and you put your heel on that knobby thing that's there.
I do?
Well, have you ever done that? You put your heel on the knob?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Christina,
think I
has a man ever rubbed your knob with his heel?
Are you talking to me?
No, Christina.
I don't believe so.
You mean to tell me in your life you haven't been laying like the guy's head's one way, your head's in the opposite direction, and you're laying there, and he just takes his heel and he rubs it on that knob area?
What is wrong with you? Who does that?
Well, it just seems to have happened to me. And then the woman,
You're making me feel weird because I've never had it done before.
she can take her leg and her foot and put it onto your groinal area, and she can do the rub-a-dub-dub too. And I heard that's what gives you plantar's warts. That's what I heard. You get a wart from that. Yeah, that's right.
Well, Jay, I stay in a lot of hotels, so it's possible that's how I got it.
Yeah.
And I wear flip-flops now. I mean, I don't even go barefoot in the hotel rooms at all. But it's very
Even in a
painful.
hotel room, you wear a flip-flop now, and you have the duct tape. You must look fabulous.
Fortunately, it was in the wintertime.
I see.
But they sell pink duct tape now. I said if I ever got one again, I'm buying a roll of pink duct tape.
What is it in the duct tape that gets rid of the plantar's wart?
I don't think it's a duct tape. I just think it's the pulling it off every day. I think you're just pulling off layer upon layer.
Wow.
Yeah, but I swear, Jay, it worked. I was shocked. I came home from the doctor and I looked it up on the internet, and a lot of people spoke about it.
Well,
I'm shocked too. I'm shocked that heel knob rubber is doing the show.
Mark Miller calls what we were just talking about a Healy, by the way, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a Healy. Well, let me listen. I've been on these channels. I've been on like 25 channels. They can't really find where I fit. I used to be where the dog communicator was, but that didn't work out. But now I'm over here. I'm not sure what this channel's about either. But nonetheless, I told a story when I first came on the air that caused a tremendous amount of reaction. When I was going to Camp Salmon in Louisiana, which was my Boy Scout camp, I had a friend named Chris Kleinschmidt. And we were Boy Scouts, and we were in the top bunk, and it was, taking a rest or whatever. It's really hot. We'd played all morning. We'd had our lunch and whatever, and we're at the thing, and we're up there laying down. And we have our Boy Scout, those khaki, underwear on, And we're laying there, and his head is, down by that side, and my head's down by this side. And the next thing you know, and I don't know how it started. I think it started with that Indian leg game, that Indian where you both grab your legs.
Yeah.
Indian leg fighting.
Yeah, it's called rape.
No, it isn't. My foot fell upon Chris Kleinschmidt's member, and his foot fell upon my member. Now we're 12 years old, and the next thing you know, some rubbing ensued. Okay. And I've told this story a long time ago. I don't remember, I had never had an erection before. I didn't know anything about it. And we just rubbed ourselves for a while, okay? And it put us both to sleep, I can tell you that, Julie. And so, when I became a heterosexual, after I had visited the teen arena of the
Did you get any? Did you get any Kleinschmidt on you?
I was the same thing. I was laying with a girl once, and I reached my foot over, and we had been playing the Indian leg game prior to that. It was at and I did the rubbing. And then she rubbed me. So I learned it at Boy Scout camp, and then I took it in later on into my regular life. Now I know right now that those of you that are making fun of me, those in the studio, those that are driving, those that are sitting at their computer, the next time you have to be in that position though, with the woman's feet, by your head and your feet by her head, and who knows how that's going to happen. What did you call it, Shuli? The Healy.
The Healy is
the Healy.
Mike Moore.
You will start giving a Healy. I tell you what, it's great. It's interesting because there's no hands. You know who's really good at Heelys? Soccer players. They're very good at it. Very good. Because their feet, they can manipulate their toes and stuff like that. So Gina, yes, go ahead, Gina.
No, go ahead.
I think she wanted to ask you if you ever rubbed your scalp on a girlfriend's taint. I think that's next on the list.
That's how I got dandruff the first time. Believe it or not.
Do you ever go into Bally's?
I'm Borgata.
Borgata. Oh, yeah. I go to Bally's. I go to resorts. I go to Trump Plaza. I go all around Atlantic City.
Ira, you have to go to Borgata. That's the only place to go in Atlantic City.
Well, like Kevin Meany, Kevin, I was about to say, I think you might need some help, Ira. I think you might be gambling addicted.
No, I'm not, Jay.
Well,
Jay,
Ira,
one thing,
what?
I'm staying away from Yonkers.
How much did you lose at Yonkers? Tell Jay.
I lost a little bit.
How much is a little bit?
Let me tell you one thing.
What is it?
Your odds are better in Atlantic City than Yonkers. Put together.
Apparently, just by listening to Ira talk, Gina has phlegm now and has begun coughing it up. By the way, Gina, get some duct tape and put it on your tonsils. And then rip it off every day. You see that, Shuli? How I've taken a bit from earlier, and I hope you're studying me, what I'm doing.
She's got phlegm, and Ira now has a wart on his heel.
That's it. Well, Gina of Atlantic City, thank you. Eduardo, we interrupted you.
Guys.
Thank you. You were in the middle of announcing, like Desi Arnaz a few moments ago. You were so patient. Yes. What weren't you telling us that when we interrupted?
I don't know. You left me hanging for Gina, so I took the lady's word, so I was listening to you. And let me tell you this. Do you think a guy from Alabama is the same thing from a guy from New Jersey, since you think a Peruvian guy is the same from a guy from Cuba?
You know what? You're still hung on this thing that Desi Arnaz
because I want to open
Cuba.
your eyes.
My eyes.
I want to open your eyes.
Excuse me a second. Is your president not Evo Morales?
No, sir.
What country is Evo Morales the president?
Sorry about that one.
No idea.
No, who's the president of
Esai Morales?
Peru?
He was an actor. I remember him. He was in Rabamba.
Of Peru. Who is
Peru, the name of the guy is Alan Garcia.
Yeah. Alan Garcia.
Yeah, a big crook.
Oh, that's his nickname? I didn't know that.
Garcia, the big crook.
Those guys, they go for the money, man. That's all.
Well, no, Evo Morales, I don't know what country he's from. It's not Venezuela, but he's
Venezuela is
Chavez, and then then there's Lalo. Is that Brazil? But there's one guy who has that Indian. Maybe it's Chile. Evo Morales.
No, from Chile is is a lady from Argentina.
There's a
also
woman.
is a lady.
There's a lady in Argentina too. Well, anyway, this guy. I don't know the country.
Yeah,
Shuli,
but you didn't answer my question. I asked you before. A guy from Alabama is the same as a guy from Jersey.
Yes, and I'll tell you why I'm saying that.
Oh man!
All of these new leaders in South America, they want it to be one continent now. They want it to be like they want it to have the same currency and everything else. And so, yes, what's happening now is where you're from is becoming one world. Okay, one world. That's all there is to it.
So, because that way, when we're gonna have a better economy, I think so. Gonna be good for the continent, I guess so.
Yeah, but I'm only talking about accents. If you meet a person from California, or you meet a person from Michigan, it is an American. And
no, that's
you don't
okay,
say
but the way these people behave, I'm all over every state.
You now don't live in a country anymore in South America. You're just a state now. So yes, you all sound like Desi Arnaz to me.
Okay, Culo Alfredo.
Hey,
Culo
Ira,
Alfredo.
we're going to have snow for the Olympics or not? What's the matter,
gonna
man?
happen? Give us the weather. By the way, do you have some kind of sound effect for Ira, the wind or something? Time now for the weather, the Olympic weather. And here's our weatherman, Ira. Go ahead, Ira. What's the Olympic weather, Ira?
25 degrees.
Yeah.
Very windy with snow.
What's the chance of death at the Olympics from now on, Ira?
Chance of death.
Right.
0.99.
Around 5 people.
All right, 5 people will die at the Olympics. Stay where you are. The Jay Thomas Show with Shuli, Ira the weatherman, and we're coming back.
The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. The afternoon drive show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108, XM 139. And on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app. Stars 2. This is Me and Vinny. The morning show on Stars 2. Me and Vinny.
Coming up Tuesday on Me and Vinny, another sign of the times. In Utah, they are actually considering eliminating the 12th grade to save money. Oh my goodness. And more trouble on the road for Joe Biden's motorcade. All the details, Me and Vinny, Tuesday.
Me and Vinny, where the me is you. Me and Vinny. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East. The morning show on Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139. Fridays at 8 p.m. East. The Game On guys give you the tips and tricks to bag the girl.
When we coach guys here at The Art of Charm on how to approach a woman, I can always tell how the first approach is going to go by his body language when he takes that first step. It's the hesitation that kills your game every time. While this topic is too big to fully explore here, I'll tell you how to get started, and if you want more, just go to pickuppodcast.com. There's a very simple rule in pickup, one of the first rule that guys learn. It's called the 3-second rule. If you see a girl, don't wait more than 3 seconds to approach her. The longer you wait before you walk up and talk to that girl, the more your anxiety builds and builds and builds. She can tell when you've waited 10 seconds or 20 seconds or even 2 minutes before you approach her because it's written all over your body. Of course, all that tension shuts you right down and you falter and everything grinds to a halt. One of the best things you can do for yourself is practice getting better at approaching women immediately. If you're unable to do a full-on approach immediately upon noticing the woman, you can practice at least engaging women when you see them. You see a hot woman, you're not ready to approach, immediately go up and ask for directions. Which way to the bathroom if you're in a bar? Do you know how to get to the library if you're on the street? Don't worry about her reactions. The point is to do it over and over and over and kill your hesitation. Don't let another second pass. Approach her right now. Have fun out there and be sure to catch Game On every Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sirius 108 XM 139.
TheArtofCharm.com for more ways to live a great life and get the girl. Only on Stars 2.
Stars 2.
Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Do you need help getting your child to behave? I'm behavioral therapist James Lehman, and I'm willing to give away thousands of my best-selling total transformation programs for free. All you do is tell us how the program works for you and your family. Did it turn around your child's behavior? Did the screaming and arguing stop in your home? Is he doing better in school? The Total Transformation has helped hundreds of thousands of families. I want to see what it can do for you, and I'm willing to let you have it for free. Just order my program, use it with your child, then send me your feedback. I'll refund the purchase price of the program. You keep the Total Transformation program forever, for free. You don't have to struggle with your child's bad behavior one more day, because now you can try my Total Transformation, and the program will be free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-800
1-800-459-2805. 1-800-459-2805. That's 1-800-459-2805. 1-800-459-2805.
This is a Gumbo Radio Network exclusive. Jeff Furlot for the Gumbo Radio Network with a special report. The world has been abuzz with anticipation. Preparations have been made, and a date has been set. No, I'm not talking about Jay Leno going back to The Tonight Show. I'm talking about the birth of Shuli's baby. This reporter was given an exclusive interview with the baby Igar, and here's how it went. Hello.
Hey, how did you get in here?
$50 and a lot of lube.
I don't know what that means.
Never mind. So the big day is coming.
Yeah.
Are you excited to meet your parents?
I guess.
You have your father's hairline. Do you know what your daddy does for a living?
I heard Daddy say he invented the radio. On the weekends, he takes care of retarded midgets and drunks that can't spell.
If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
The fuck kind of question is that? I'm a fetus. I don't know what a tree is.
Do you have any messages or anything you'd like to say to your parents before you were born?
Daddy, the next time you put your nicotine-stained fist in Mommy, please cut your nails.
And for your mom?
Way to go, Mom. You sure know how to pick 'em.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Now fuck off out of here. It's time for my nap. Shalom, biatch.
There it is.
This has been a presentation of the Gumbo Radio Network.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable. Another adventure of Shuli's baby.
I wanted to hear what she would sound like so bad, and now I get to hear it. It's awesome.
Well, that's because of the embryonic fluid. That won't be the actual voice.
It's a good name for a band.
The embryonic fluid? That is a good name, isn't it? Hey, Gary of Iowa, the Jay Thomas Show with Shuli, 888-410-202. Please go to jthomas.com. It'll kind of tell you what's going on. And we believe we have pictures of Ira up there, him wide awake and talking, and then within a moment, he's sound asleep. And you'll see that picture at jthomas.com. Yes, Gary of Iowa, go ahead.
Yeah, Jay, you know when you was in Boy Scout camp there with your buddy doing that leg wrestling or whatever you called it?
Indian leg wrestling, yes.
Oh, well, most people, you know, when they're facing opposite directions and got their buddies' legs tied around each other, most people call that a 69, Jay.
No. You got the
Most
wrong
people
thing.
call it experimenting, at least.
No, you are laying on your back and you are looking straight up. And the other person is laying on their back and they're looking up and their feet are kind of by your head and your feet are by their head. Okay. You're not turned on your stomach. That would be the 69 thing. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused there. I thought you were
we're relaxing. We're relaxing after lunch. And you're relaxing after lunch. The fan is blowing. All the other Boy Scouts are asleep.
Cigarettes.
And with no cigarettes. And we're laying on the top bunk at Camp Salmon in Louisiana. And I'm in my little Boy Scout underwear, which are, that olive drab color. So that's how that was working. You know what? I'll guarantee you'll try a Healy the next time you get the chance, okay? You will be a Healy master before it's over.
When I get home this weekend, I may try that out.
Well, no, you know
can't
what
do
you
it to yourself.
No, what you do is you have to just kind of be relaxing, and you kind of turn that way, pretend you're reading a magazine or whatever, and your wife or girlfriend's laying the other direction, and you rub her a little bit with your toe or whatever, and then you slip it over her thigh, and then you start rubbing the knob. That's what you do. You rub the knob with the balls of your feet. You take the balls of your feet, and then you manipulate the big toe in that area. I would, by the way, have had a pedicure before I do this, or be wearing socks.
That's probably a pretty good idea.
Hey, you know what's a good thing to wear? Hey, Shuli, you know those running shoes that look like feet? Have you seen those?
No. What?
They just fit on each toe, and they're barely anything because barefoot running is supposed to be the new thing. So they're these running shoes. You can buy them anywhere now. Garrett, you've seen them, haven't you? They look like feet.
Yeah.
They're like a glove on your foot. Jesus, don't you guys ever go out anywhere? You never go anywhere, apparently.
Heelys and barefoot sneakers.
Yeah.
Yes, Heelys and...
Boy, I just haven't lived life, I guess.
Bigfoot sneakers.
You guys know about walking on your hands, right? Everybody's doing it.
Now, is the Healy the move like in every sitcom when they're at a dinner table with a bunch of people and the one girl is hitting on a guy that's with his wife under the table and she puts her foot...
But that's like a toe thing.
Yeah.
Your heel's not involved.
Look, we're going to take a break.
And what kind of horror are you with? You could fit your whole heel in there. Jeez Louise.
No, you don't get your whole heel in there.
Can I have my ankle bracelet back?
All right, Gary, thank you. Let's go to Is it Charles? Charles of North Carolina. Help us out. I've apparently invented something years ago. Noah, what would you call it, Charles of North Carolina?
That's called faggotry.
All right. You know what? We're going to take a break, and we're going to retool. We're going to retool this show. We're going to you know what? I'm not going to take this type of disrespect. I am not going to take this type of disrespect.
Don't grab your purse and get out of here. Just relax. Calm down.
We're going to do what they do in when your computer screws up. We're going to refresh.
We're going to reboot.
Society's oddities played like a fiddle. The Jay Thomas Show. The afternoon drive show on Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139, and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
Some people think the Catholic channel on Sirius is only this. Hallelujah. But it's this too.
Let's have some fun here, kids. We've got ourselves a guy with a bottle opener, and we've got a girl with big hair.
It's St. Pierre.
Should we start praying to St. Pierre?
Start.
Oh,
for heaven's sake. We just want to pull up to the Jesus drive-thru, make a quick order, and expect to be healed like that. Come on, Jesus. Deliver.
And it's Daily Mass live from St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. The Catholic channel. Not what you'd expect. Sirius 159.
Stars 2 gets tech, too.
Gentlemen, we're about to witness the greatest miracle of the machine age.
It's tomorrow's hottest tech trends today with Into Tomorrow's Dave Graveline.
We're in Barcelona, Spain this week at Mobile World Congress, the industry's premier mobile conference with a collection of some of the coolest devices on the planet. It's a glimpse into tomorrow, if you will, with the latest connected objects. Yes, they're calling them objects. Basically anything portable that can be connected using cellular technology from all kinds of leading manufacturers. From watching a live sporting event to downloading the latest iPhone app, demand is growing for more data-rich services on increasingly smarter smartphones. Many companies are here showing their latest and their hopeful future ideas. Broadband, of course, quickly going mobile, making it the perfect time for mobile operators to capitalize on the consumer appetite for new products and services. Microsoft is going all out here in Barcelona as well with the unveiling of the Windows Mobile 7 operating system and a lot of speculation on what is believed to be a Turtle Project Pink phone. As the name suggests, this will likely be an object that looks a bit like a turtle, only hopefully more manly. It'll be a phone, have the ability to surf the net, and of course, chat and social networking. Stay tuned into tomorrow as we learn more and we share it with you.
Get more of Into Tomorrow with Dave Graveline every Saturday starting at 9 p.m. East, only on Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139. Covino and Rich on Stars 2.
Hey, it's Covino. I'm Rich. Talking about all the things that you want and how to get them. Like women, the job promotion, a good sandwich, a little respect. That's what I'm saying. Also, we talk about the things that you and your friends are talking about. Sports, music, entertainment, you name it, we talk about it on the Covino and Rich Show. You need to check us out.
Covino and Rich, noon to 3 p.m. East, 9 a.m. to noon West. Covino and Rich, midday. Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars 2. Jay Thomas Show. Every day something new, something bizarre. For you, for now. The afternoon drive show on Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139, and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
Ira the Weatherman's in the studio. The duct tape guys are coming up in a few minutes. They've written 7 books about duct tape. They've also written a book about WD-40 and other good. But you could also call them about duct tape in a few minutes. Patrick, Iowa. How are you, Patrick? Welcome.
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. Are you enjoying the show today, Patrick? How do you think it's going? Is it on track? Is it a little askew today? How would you rate the show so far?
I would rate it risque.
Very risque. You know what? I was just speaking to someone on the phone, and I said I think I've invented a new sexual thing called a Healy. and they hung up immediately. So it's odd when you're an inventor, how, even Einstein, Alexander Graham Bell, a lot of people didn't want to believe, but all of them. So Patrick, would you ever try a Healy at your own home?
At my own home, in my younger days, I did do it. I just didn't know what it was called.
Do you have a, Shuli?
So you know Jay's buddy as well, huh?
No. By the way, he's dead. He died. He died.
Of embarrassment?
He died. No, he died in a car accident, actually. He died in a car accident. And in fact, I was telling his brother about that when he said, "Oh, he's dead." No, I'm glad. Like, oh my God. But you know how people have real cracked and ugly looking toes and heels and everything else? You'll have to get your feet in shape before you do this. My feet are in perfect shape.
Yeah, don't be pulling out no fugly feet.
No. And you know what else? Toe fungus will spread so quickly. And by the way, if you've ever seen gangrene of the taint, it is terrible. It is terrible.
Not pretty.
Yeah.
And when they start amputating, it's not fun. None of it. Yes, Patrick, what did you call about?
Well, earlier, Shuli had brought up that show, Barbecue Pitmasters.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it?
Jay hasn't, no.
I have passed by it, but have never. I've never had such a day that I needed to stop and watch it. No. Mm-mm.
I think you should try get one of those people on your show. It would perfectly fit on your show.
One of the pitmasters. Shuli, why don't you just email that to Andrea Bushy?
Okay.
Or Art Sears, and we'll get one of the
I got the guy in mind.
The thing I hate about the show the most is everyone has their secret recipe, and no one will
secret rub.
I agree.
Just tell me what's in it. At
really?
least.
I also have a secret recipe. I wouldn't tell anybody.
Why not?
Because it's a secret. I don't want everybody doing it.
Why though?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, if it's a competition.
I'll tell you one ingredient. Chilies.
Ooh.
All right, that's it.
Wow.
Chilies.
Hey, Shuli.
Maybe over the course of the show, I'll give the whole thing out, but then I won't give you the measurements.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least tell us what's in it, not the proportions or anything.
These are people that don't have anything to live for. You don't mind if I talk to somebody here at the company, do you, Patrick, without you yelling and screaming in the background?
I'm not yelling.
Yes, you are. Go ahead, Shuli.
Yes, Patrick.
I was just going to ask Shuli what he
Patrick!
Go ahead.
I was going to ask Shuli what he thinks of that gal pitmaster.
The blonde chick?
How'd you like to give her a Healy?
I don't know, man. I'm not into that.
How would you like to get one of those little barbecue mops and mop her breasts with them?
A basting brush?
A basting brush. No. There's a mop.
Yeah,
it's not because it's so big?
No, it's small. It's a little. You don't know anything about cooking.
You want ingredients? You don't even know. You wouldn't even know what to do with those ingredients.
There's a little mop you hold in your hand. It's it's the size of the brush, except it's a mop. It's almost like a mop that was like
a mop for midgets.
No, what happened was it looks like a mop that fell into one of those native villages, and they didn't have any heads to shrink, so they shrunk this mop. Okay, it looks like that. Okay, and you dip it in your sauce. And you mop your ribs and stuff with it. I'll give you my rib recipe, Shuli, when we come back. If I give you an easy rib recipe, would you try and cook it when you go home?
Yeah.
This will be very simple.
What kind of ribs?
You can use any. We'll make them not even baby backs. Cheaper than that. Pork ribs. I'll save you $3 a pound. Okay. Stay where you are. Shut the fuck up for a second, Ira. Fucking barbecue brain. I'm kidding, Ira. I love you so much.
What do you want to say?
Yes, Ira.
Who gives a shit?
I knew it. All right, stay where you are.
Whenever you need to place yourself on a warm beach with a refreshing drink and some tropical tunes, Radio Margaritaville is your island paradise.
Hey, it's Jimmy Buffett, and this is the music I listen to. A mix of rock, folk, reggae, and island music. This is Radio Margaritaville.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
Stop in at our port of call soon. Sirius 31, Radio Margaritaville.
Fridays at 8 p.m. East. The Game On guys give you the tips and tricks to bag the girl.
Hey guys, Jordan Harbinger here from The Art of Charm. Guys frequently ask me, what's the best pickup line? This question is usually an indicator of a couple issues. One, the first is the man's basic insecurity about interacting with women. He's probably somewhat shy or anxious in most social interactions, and he brings that same social anxiety to his approach to women. The second issue is a lack of understanding of women and what turns them on. Most men see women as mysterious and difficult to understand. Therefore, they believe that there's some right or best technique to get a woman's attention. So what is the best pickup line? Let's start simple and say hello and then introduce yourself. I know that's killing you. I know you want something really clever and witty. I know you want something that'll work like magic to open a door you perceive to be tightly closed. But these are really the best openers, and I'll tell you why. Most guys lack confidence when it comes to approaching women. If you're anxious and you approach a woman or group of women with a lame line or a frickin' boa raptor on your neck, they'll see right through you. All they'll see is your anxiety and your stupid techniques. Because women are finely tuned to read these kind of things, your anxiety will leak out and do nothing to make them feel secure. On the other hand, if you've learned to calm your anxiety and have practiced approaching and talking to people everywhere you go, then a simple, confident introduction is all it takes. Have fun out there and be sure to catch Game On every Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sirius 108 XM 139.
TheArtofCharm.com for more ways to live a great life and get the girl. Only on Stars 2.
Stars 2.
Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Being green is easy, and cleaning green is easy too, with concentrated all-purpose Simple Green. Now more than ever, it's important to choose cleaning products that are safe for you, your family, and the environment. For floors that are squeaky clean and safe, here's a quick tip. Make a simple solution of 1 ounce of Simple Green and 1 quart of water, and lightly spray on hard floors like tile, laminate, or linoleum. Wipe or mop away with a clean damp cloth or sponge, and let dry. This green cleaning tip is brought to you by Simple Green. Visit simplegreen.com for more green cleaning tips and to learn more about the Simple Green family of products.
Owner-operators, are you getting the miles you need to remain profitable? Tango Transport's freight remains strong and their owner-operators enjoy above-average miles. With loads running throughout the South and Midwest, owner-operators living in these areas have excellent opportunities to get home. So if you're looking for both the miles you need to be successful and time to spend with your family, visit TangoTransport.com or call 866-898-4578. Follow the freight and come home to Tango. 866-898-4578.
If you're drowning in credit card debt, the government bailout of banks and credit card companies could mean huge savings for you. Financial Freedom of America and Associates want to give you powerful, free information that reveals how you could benefit from the bailout billions. If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt, you can take advantage of the credit card company's willingness to wipe their books clean of outstanding debt. Financial Freedom of America and Associates have helped their clients save over $70 million in past due credit card bills. They want to give you a free consultation to show you how you can save too. You don't have to file for bankruptcy. The credit card companies have been given billions. So take advantage of this service to reduce what you owe and save thousands. Call for free information and a no-risk consultation. 800-579-4408. Don't wait. Relief for your family is here. Call 800-579-4408. 800-579-4408. That's 800-579-4408.
Jay Thomas. The Jay Thomas Show. It's the afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139, and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
Tape doesn't make the flowers grow. Tape doesn't even say hello. Tape, it's really good at sticking around.
The duct tape guys are on the Jay Thomas Show. Tim Nyberg, I think you've been on here once before. How are you, Tim?
Hey, I'm doing great. They're still making duct tape, so I'm sitting pretty here.
Now, where is
Jim's the other duct tape guy. He's usually Jim and Tim, but today it's just and Tim.
Do you have him taped up somewhere?
I don't know what he's doing. He's saying he's out in the garage rearranging the tape rolls or something.
Now, before we get into this, first of all, who is the original manufacturer of duct tape, or is it more than one company?
Well, it was actually invented for World War II. They needed a waterproof tape to keep the moisture out of ammunition cases. Right. And they hooked up with the Johnson & Johnson Permacell division to put a plastic coating on what we think was probably their cloth medical tape. So they just kind of spur of the moment invented this waterproof tape, and because it was waterproof, everybody referred to it as duct tape, like water off a duck's back. So, and that was during the war, and then they figured out, hey, this stuff is good for all kinds of stuff. They fixed their Jeeps with it, their guns, patched holes in their uniforms, all kinds of stuff. And then after the war, the housing industry was booming, and they needed a tape to hold the air conditioning and heating ductwork together. So they thought, how about we use that duct tape we used in World War II? And so they changed the color from the olive drab to the silvery stuff to blend in with the ductwork, and started referring to it as duct tape, D-U-C-T. So, which is now kind of the generic name, and Duck is a brand, which actually we happen to like the best because they got, 21 or more different colors, including clear, which I can't figure out, but...
I just wish, I wish, Tim, that you and I were on one of those trips from L.A. to New Zealand, and I was sitting next to you, and I said, so what do you do for a living, Tim? And you start this conversation for the next 18 hours. What I don't quite understand is, do you work for the company? I mean, what would make you...
They slip us all the free duct tape we want. And we, when we go around we do a lot of home shows, entertaining. We do basically, half-hour stand-up comedy based on our books, which we got seven books now, and we've written 15 years worth of page-a-day calendars.
Well, this is not cool. I do a half hour on duct tape too. So
do you really?
Yeah.
Do you really? Yeah.
Who are you hearing there?
That's Shuli. He's from Israel. Do they have duct tape in Israel?
Do they? That's
what do they call it there?
It's called duct tape.
Oh, okay. Well, different countries call it different stuff.
By the way, hold on. Before we go any further,
you
Tim
guys call
Nyberg
it duct tape. We call it duct tape. Right.
By the way, go to ducttapeguys.com. 7 of these books they've had out. And you say that people can call up and ask you
they can't call up. They can email me. I don't want a bunch of people calling me.
No, they call
here.
Not
enough having you call me.
I understand.
Okay, yeah.
Now, they call here.
Jim.
All right.
I got duct tape on my brain.
Hold on a minute.
I believe that.
Hold on 1 second. That's Ira the Weatherman. Call us at 888-4-102-102. Tim, you don't mind if people call up and...
No, I'll talk to them on the air. That's
fine. I know. They're not going to call
your website's kind of freaky. The color just keeps changing in the background. I can't look at you anymore.
Well, you got to quit.
I'm going to clip over to ducttapeguys.com. That's pretty.
Okay. Now wait a second. So what I'm asking is people can ask you various uses for duct tape, crazy things that have come up in their lives, and you can answer them.
Yeah. So if you think something can't be fixed with duct tape, just throw it at me, and I'll come up with some cockamamie idea how you can fix it.
Well, I'm going to go through some of these, from Stump the Duct Tape Guys, and of course the incredible books they have out. The newest book is what? Just Stump the Duct Tape Guys?
Yeah, I think the latest one was Stump the Duct Tape Guys, which was based on the most popular part of our website. We've got the original Duct Tape Halloween book, which that's kind of my favorite. 101 different costumes you can make out of duct tape, and that one's in full color. So that's our prettiest book. Then we've got our most philosophical book, I believe, is Duck Shui. It's kind of, it
like Feng Shui, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Duck Shui corollaries to kind of the more bizarre Feng Shui ideas, which actually, I had to bone up on Feng Shui to write that book. Which
now it says here, what do a snoring husband, a nasty case of poison ivy, a poor-performing football team, and the fall of the Roman Empire have in common? It's all duct tape. Now, the others I can imagine, but how would the Roman Empire have been affected by duct tape?
I don't know.
But no, this is
that on the website there?
That's on the website.
Oh,
anybody know?
That was probably 7 years ago I wrote that. Well, we figured that the Colosseum would still be standing in one piece if they had duct tape.
Oh,
in fact, in our second book, we did a Duct Tape Guys Tape the World Tour, and there's a photo of us in there actually recreating the missing parts of the Colosseum with duct tape. Now it looks almost as good as new.
Now, a pet owner said that they had a cat that couldn't see or hear. Do you remember this one? This story?
I'm not going to remember any of these. I'm 56 years old.
And at 56, your brain just stops working?
Well, when you make a bong out of duct tape, yeah.
Yeah. You could probably give me a hint. Actually, what I would
Well, no, part of the fun of the interview was having you tell us the funny things about...
Well, you should have called... I'll still do that, but a lot of the stuff, if you're trying to check me against the website, I'm going to be making up all kinds of stuff. So just
no, I'm not.
The same thing we do. Don't worry.
I'm not. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to.
Back to the cat. That's okay. I'll roll with you. I think probably the blind and deaf, was it, Cat?
Yeah. What I'm trying to... Jim,
Duct tape sticky side out on the whiskers.
Jim.
Make them more sensitive.
Jim, go duct yourself.
No, I'm Tim. Jim's in the garage.
This is Tim. Now listen.
Tim.
Hold on a second. Tim, here's the deal. Why don't you just tell us the funny stories you remember about duct tape? That would be interesting.
It might be a shorter interview, too.
Well, no, that's the problem. When you say you're 56 years old...
Have many of your listeners called in with questions yet?
Oh, the phones are lit up, but I don't dare take one because...
No, don't take one. I just throw it on me. Or you can do what Mancow does. He sends one of his helpers in the other room to call in. He doesn't have actually called.
So you mean Mancow has so few listeners?
Well,
that's good. I like it. No,
back in the day.
Yeah, no, we have tons of them. Eric of Waterbury, Connecticut. Welcome to the Jay Thomas Show. We have Tim Nyberg, who's written 7 books on duct tape and can't remember one of them. But it's been a lot of fun.
I remember the titles.
Yeah, that's good.
Hello.
They all start
your question there, Eric?
Eric, what's your question, Eric?
I just wanted to say that Captain Jake's mother's a cunt. And
all right.
That wasn't really a question, was it?
More of a statement.
No, that was a statement on something called cunt tape, which is a new thing that's just starting. Let's go to Matt of Alabama.
It's been used for birth control, but you're going to
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
You're going to get some hair removal with it.
Hold on a second. Duct tape has been used for birth control. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
So a ridiculous, offensive phone call has actually jogged your memory. Now, how would you use? Hold on, Matt of Alabama. How would you use the duct tape for birth control? This is interesting, Shuley.
Well,
how would you do it?
I think that's fairly obvious, isn't it? It's like a chastity belt on a roll.
You would just put the tape over the hole.
Yeah.
Now what? Oh.
And it's also been, our books. This is really odd.
Has anyone ever ripped a meat curtain out?
We don't go blue. But,
Tim, Shuley here. Has anyone ever ripped a meat curtain out while taking off the duct tape chastity belt?
I wouldn't recommend that on international radio, Tim. That sounds like it could be injurious.
I'm not.
I mean, if you wrapped a catcher's mitt in duct tape, a lace or two would pop off when you're taking it off. You know what I mean?
By the way, the books are Stump the Duct Tape Guys, the Duct Tape Book, Duct Tape Book 2, Real Stories, the Ultimate Duct Tape Book, the Jumbo Duct Tape Book.
Jumbo, biggest selling, by the way.
I'm sure it was. It's Jumbo. And the original Duct Tape Halloween book, okay? All of those.
Yeah.
Let's go to Matt.
One more. This is the other tool you need in your toolbox. We wrote a book about WD-40, too. It's called the WD-40 book. We don't get real creative with the titles.
Right.
But it's because 2 rules get you through life. If it's not stuck and it's supposed to be, you duct tape it. But if it's stuck and it's not supposed to be, you WD-40 it. Kind of the yin and yang of your toolbox.
Fabulous. Matt of Alabama, what's your question for Tim Nyberg, Mr. Duct Tape? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, first of all, I'd say I just want to thanks for the show. I just recently found it, and I just can't get enough.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The show's unbelievable. There's horrifying callers, there's nice people, there's offensive stuff, there's happy stuff. It's a plethora of a mess. Go ahead, Matt, thanks.
Yeah, I just wanted the duct tape guys have any experience with it's kind of a new version. The name brand kind of resembles a monkey.
Gorilla Tape.
Gorilla Tape.
Yeah, Gorilla Tape. I didn't know. I was wondering if you guys had any experience with it as far as, because I know duct tape is phenomenal, but it does eventually wear out. And I keep hearing people say, this is great, blah, blah, blah. I mean, do you have any actual experience with it?
Let me tell you the downside of Gorilla Tape. First, I'll tell you why it works so good. It's basically, actually duct tape, any kind of duct tape is composed of 3 layers. I kind of liken it to the American public. You got the Teflon-coated Reagan-like resiliency on one side. You got the stick-to-itiveness on the other side. In the middle, you got the moral fabric that holds us all together. Now, to get a really good tape, you look for a finer thread count in the fabric, because the more fabric that's in there, the stronger the tape's going to be. And the glue is a rubber-based adhesive, and the Gorilla Tape just has a thicker amount of glue on it, which works fine for a while, but if it starts getting hot, you're going to find that tape starts sliding around on the glue. And you got
now, is that a competitor of, wait a minute, is that a competitor of yours that, since you're probably, and it's fine with me, you're in the pocket of these
actually,
people that make duct tape.
Duck Brand has they've got Ultimate Duct Tape, and that's got a little bit more go on it too. But they're careful because they watched what Gorilla Tape was doing. They got the feedback from the consumers, and that was the drawback. So,
are you married or single, Tim?
I'm married to Jim's sister, 34 years.
You're married to your partner's sister. That's unbelievable.
Well, he's my business partner. I'm not that way. He's not that kind of partner.
Tim! I wasn't thinking that. Matt, thank you. Apparently, Gorilla is a competitor, and we'll have a man on in a gorilla suit to talk about it soon. Yes, Ira, what's your question for Tim?
I hear my name.
Will duct tape work with the luge events?
Yeah, that horrible accident they had. The guy was killed. Could duct tape have saved that man's life at the Winter Olympics?
Well, if he taped himself into the sled, you'd probably, the sled would be busted up too. So I don't know if that would have helped. Or you could, the dangerous parts of the track, you could just lay duct tape on them, sticky side up to slow them down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you're right though. If he would have wrapped duct tape around himself and the luge just for practice purposes, well, I guess they have to stay on the little thing. That's part of the deal. Now, has anyone ever lost a limb and they tried to attach it with duct tape because
drummer from Def Leppard?
Crazy Glue was used in Vietnam. The drummer from Def Leppard really did that?
No.
Oh.
No, but I think he tapes the sticks onto his arm, doesn't he? Onto the stump?
No,
he doesn't.
You're out of line.
Actually, we got go to the website again. We got an HMO on a roll page where we talk about all the medicinal uses for duct tape, medical uses, and in our show we actually have a part. We say, have you ever had a terrible shop accident and accidentally severed a limb? Well, you don't rush off to the emergency room. You just fix it with duct tape. It's like suture on a roll. So we've had people reattached fingers and stuff, at least to get them to the hospital to stitch the stuff together. We heard about an old Swedish tinner. You know what a tinner is? Like a guy that works with tin.
Yeah, he makes like
sheet metal worker. Yeah,
he's
got his arm. He got his arm sliced open by a hunk of tin, and he was bleeding something terrible. So he spit some of his snooze that he was chewing on in there, taped it up with duct tape, and apparently it healed up fine. I don't know what the snooze had to do with it, but that was part of the story. So
it says here, one student trying to make a decision which college to attend, he taped his books in the air. Do you know this story? Remember this story?
Yeah, I remember this one. He taped all the catalogs from the colleges onto his ceiling.
Yes.
And was it the first one to fall he went to? Or the last one stuck in the ceiling?
Surely the first one to, no, eventually they would all fall. The last one remaining on the duct tape was the college that he went to, Shuley. What do you think of that? Okay. That's you think
good.
That guy, Tim, that kid was smoking pot by any chance?
I don't know. Duct tape is, we've been drug free for years here, so it's.
Why did you make the decision to go drug free?
I never got into it to begin with.
You never smoked marijuana in college or anything?
I didn't inhale. I lived in a dorm room that you could not walk through the place without getting high. So that probably counts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tim, how long have you and your life partner been together?
No, that's not his life partner.
Why is this? Hey, this guy reminds me of Martin Short's character. Give me a D, a bouncy D. Who's that guy?
Irving Cohen, Sr.
Yeah.
I remember that character. One of my favorites.
Give me a C, a bouncy C.
Oh, it was a C.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't make any difference what the letter is.
If you smoked pot, you would have remembered that.
Tim Nyberg, DuctTapeGuys.com, the seventh book. Bob, Chicago. What is your question for Tim Nyberg?
Chicago.
I wish I had some duct tape right now.
All right, Tim,
it sounds like
here's
this
your
guy,
question. Yeah.
It sounds like this guy is getting ready to run for president in 2012.
Oh, we got a Duct Tape Guys for president. Yeah, we've been running since, 85 or something, 86.
Well, I got a question for you then. We just had an earthquake up here in Illinois a couple days ago. I don't know if any of you guys heard about it or not.
I heard about that.
Oh, big
could
deal.
We send like 500,000? Could we send 500,000 rolls of duct tape to Haiti and then divert that money back up here, please?
You want to send rolls to Haiti and money up here?
Yeah, because
what is
Haiti,
it? Yeah.
I'm surprised. Somebody has to Somebody did send duct tape down there. I just had an email about that, but it's not posted yet. It'll be in Duct Tape Headline News on our website.
Now, do you think they'll actually try and duct tape the fissure, the giant opening in the earth that opened up and swallowed the poor Haitians into it?
Either that or just duct tape their buildings so they won't
duct tape the buildings so they won't collapse. That's very good. Thank you. Let's go to Laura.
Duct tape themselves into doorways, which is...
Now, you know what? I feel so badly for Mancow, who's unable to get phone calls, and we can't get enough phone calls.
No, he just didn't have anybody listening, so Mancow's a douche.
I understand that. Yeah. That's why I'm saying it. That's what I'm saying.
I think he might have been trying to channel the show into a certain direction.
Right.
Into the no listener direction?
Yeah, into that.
Into the, this is the question that we want to provoke the listeners with. So he had some guy call, and one of his interns went in the other room. That was actually the worst radio studio we've ever been in.
You have, you know what I like about you is I've always thought this guy Mancow was a complete asshole, and I'm really glad to hear that my, a lot of times you hear what a great guy there. That would be as silly as when Martha Stewart comes on, if they sent interns into a room to call about leftovers. Yeah. I mean, she goes on the radio, and the people call about leftovers like you cannot believe, that Martha Stewart channel.
Yeah, I went outside after that show and threw up on the side of the John Hancock building where he was located.
You puked after you did the Mancow show.
After, yeah. I got an instant migraine. And
Garrett, that's a drop that I'll never forget, that you puked after the Mancow show. But thank you.
That's fine.
All
you
right.
can use it.
I will. Let's go to Lawrence of Missouri. Lawrence, we've been talking to the duct tape guy. The phones are lit. There's not a line that isn't lit. In fact, Mancow's been trying to get through for the last hour. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Yes, I just want to ask the guy, has he been contacted by the CIA or FBI because there's a lot of murders that are committed with duct tape?
Are there a lot of murders, Tim, committed with duct tape?
Yeah, duct tape in the wrong hands is a dangerous weapon, but then again, so is a hand egg beater. So, you don't want to... If you outlaw duct tape, only outlaws will have duct tape. We've got a whole list of...
And the terrorists win. You're right.
Yeah, a whole list of movies that include duct tape. It's probably well over 300 of them in our list. Actually, that's something your listeners can do. We haven't been adding to that lately, but I've seen some new ones, duct tape used, and we've got them rated as good uses, bad uses, or everyday uses. And there's more evil uses on here than...
Well, also, if you really are into, sadomasochism, even though you enjoy it, you would put duct tape onto your body and rip your hairs off and stuff. So that is a sexual use for it. We were joking about it earlier. Or if you wanted to put their wrists together, that you'll never get loose of that if you put duct tape on somebody's...
No, there's been, in fact, in the L.A. riots, the police ran out of those little cable tie things that they were using for handcuffs. So they went into one of the hardware stores and got some rolls of duct tape and used that. So
most of those rioters were listening to a station called Power 106 when I was back there. Now, listen, did you see the Mythbusters episode about duct tape?
Yeah, and I was wishing they'd have us on because, we probably could have suspended that car with one roll of duct tape.
And what did they use? How many rolls?
20 or something goofy.
Garrett, did you like that? Did you see that episode?
Yeah, it was all right. They built a boat completely out of duct tape and then saw if they could patch a hole in a boat.
Well, that was the other real stupid part of the show. You don't put duct tape on wet stuff and expect it to stick. And what they'd made the whole patch and then held it underneath the water going up under the underside. There's no way that would have had any adhesive left on it. So you got to make sure you're duct taping stuff that's totally dry and dust free, and then it'll stick.
Well, did you send them a note? The Mythbusters.
No, I'm going to wait until they rerun the show for the 400th time, and then I'll send them a note.
What was
Mythbusters?
What was the one myth of duct tape that you wish they did?
That they did?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What? I don't know. We've done pretty much everything with duct tape. Here's how you can suspend that car. We've had people send us letters saying they've towed cars out of ditches with duct tape, and what you do is you fold it over on itself 3 times. You make 3 of those long 3-fold deals, braid those together, and you can tow a car out of a ditch. So we're figuring, you can make 2 slings like that, put them under the car, and suspend them from the crane with a roll of duct tape or less.
Duct tape.
Yes, go ahead.
Duct tape tastes like crap.
Oh, don't eat it. Don't eat it. God forbid, Ira. Don't eat it. We were going to ask you that next. If you were lost in the snow or the woods or whatever, could you sustain life with duct tape? I guess you can't, right?
Actually, that's in Stump the Duct Tape book, too.
Yeah, that's all that. By the way, don't forget, there are 7 of these fabulous duct tape books.
I should pick them up and read them.
Yeah, absolutely. Pick them up and get them. DuctTapeGuys.com. You'll see all the incredible. The newest book is Stump the Duct Tape Guys. Let's go to Paul of Cleveland. Yes, Paul, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you, Paul?
Yeah, I love the shows when you have Dick Clark do the weather like today. That's good.
Thank you.
By the way, Dick Clark started his countdown for next year yesterday. That's what I just read. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I live in Cleveland. We're above the Mason-Dixon line, so we do real repairs to stuff, and we have real hospitals, so we don't need duct tape that much. But could you do a wax job if you didn't have a hot wax on a person?
Yeah, we've had people say they use it for bikini waxer, leg hair removal, the upper lip. I got to correct you about Cleveland not being the duct tape area. Duck Brand Duct Tape is located in Avon, Ohio, which is one of your west suburbs.
Yeah.
In your
face.
Paul,
there you go.
Yeah.
Why don't you shove a roll up your ass as soon as you hang up?
Let me ask you something.
A roll of duct tape.
Let me ask you something, Paul.
Clark.
Get him.
How about inviting me out to Cleveland and putting me in the Hall of Fame?
That'll teach you.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sing a song first, Dick Clark.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Paul of Cleveland. Let's go to Damien of New Hampshire. Look at this, Tim, from all across the nation. Back
Tim,
and forth. Yes.
You're really serious about this? Ha, 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 ha.
All right, Ira, stop it. Damien of New Hampshire. Mr. Duct Tape is on. Tim Nyberg. Go ahead, Damien.
Hey, Tim, my wife has used it on her fingers. She's had a wart. She's got duct tape around. Did you ever hear that?
Yep, it's on the HMO on a roll page. You put duct tape on the wart, press it down good and hard, and leave it there for like a week or so. And if it starts coming up, you just replace it, and the wart will dry up and go away all by itself. And we've got a letter from a dermatologist about 5 years prior to the medical white paper being written about that. So we had it posted on our website 5 years before it ever hit the news, which tells you how many the news media read our website. But it's it actually works, and they can't figure out quite why it works. There's 2 theories. One is that the duct tape suffocates the wart, doesn't get any oxygen, so it can't breathe and it dies. Or they think there's something in the rubber-based adhesive that's irritating that area, so more of the body's antibodies go to that area and kill the wart.
Let's bring little Christina in here from, she's a graduate of hotel, motel, restaurant management, and she, in fact, can add in our building, a use for duct tape. Christina, what did you use duct tape for?
I taped my boobs once. I taped them down.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Taped them down.
I was in a talent show, and my boobs were huge at one time, so dancing around, they were smacking me in the face, so I put a sports bra on and taped them all up.
Yeah, it's you've heard of Victoria's Secret. This is like Jim and Tim's secret.
Now, you taped them down so that your massive bosoms wouldn't be jumping around. Were you tap dancing? What was your?
It was a talent show for school, and I didn't want to get smacked in the face by my boobs. So, and I didn't want to lose my nipple by taping it right to the skin. So we had to make that.
Actually, in the Miss America pageants too, they kind of use that for a little cleavage enhancement. There was on the Oprah show once, they had a fashion expert in there showing how to give yourself some cleavage using duct tape.
I've actually taken the duct tape, Tim, and I've used the same type of twirl that you use for towing a car, but I've put it at the base of my testicles, and it makes me look larger than I am when I'm wearing tight jeans.
Optical illusion.
More than I ever wanted to know, but thanks for sharing.
Oh, no, Tim. I've used it.
Tim. That's good.
Tim, what are your thoughts on December 21st, 2012?
December 20, what is that, Pearl Harbor Day or something?
No, that's when the world's supposed to end.
Oh, Well, only the cockroaches and duct tape will be left.
Randy, you're in Alberta, and now you're on with Tim Nyberg. Go, by the way, to ducttapeguys.com and get their newest book, Stump the Duct Tape Guy.
Or just read online. It's free.
Okay. You mean you give it away?
Go to the No, just read the books. All the content there. Way more than what's in the books. You can buy the books, too, but... And the Duct Tape Diner, that's where we have people send in their duct tape uses, so you can...
Wait a minute. How do you make money if you give the information away online? Hold it 1 second,
I
Randy.
gave up on making money like 5 years ago.
So you make no money being the duct tape guy?
Well, we made most of our money doing the home shows, and thanks to our wonderful economy, we're down to about 4 shows a year now. So we used to do 12 to 20 shows a year. It'll come around again, though. We're not worried about it.
Would you like to duct tape Barack Obama's head until he can't breathe anymore?
No, he's fixing it. He's trying to fix it.
You're a liberal?
I am.
Wow. Cool. All right. Good. Are you going to duct tape me on that one? See, I get a laugh on this guy. Yes, Randy of Alberta. How are you?
I don't know about all you duct tape liberals, but up here, I've heard that you can use it to prevent frostbite.
Well, yeah. Actually, somewhere in our... I think it's the Olympics section. We got an Olympics section which we should look at because it's the Olympics right now. One of I think it was bobsledder or something, duct taped his face to prevent frostbite. And there's a photo of him there. Another skier had it.
Surely leave the room. Is he gone? Completely gone?
Tim.
They put duct tape on me. I can't move.
Tim shot me in the face with WD-40.
Someone shot you in the face with WD-40?
That's right.
Now, is that poisonous, Tim? Because you know about WD-40 too, right? Is that poisonous?
Well, I don't know. You don't want to ingest it. We had a really funny book going, but then the WD-40 corporate lawyers got a hold of it and homogenized it for everybody's protection. But
what pricks? What complete pricks?
Well, they could have sold a lot more books. That one's actually still on the market. We did that one in, I don't know, 96 or something. It's still selling.
What WD-40 stands for? Water.
Well, this is kind of an interesting duct tape connection too.
Yeah, sure.
Do you remember what I told you duct tape was invented for? Keep the moisture out of ammunition cases?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. Yes, I remember that. It was a long time ago, but I remember it.
WD-40, it just seems longer than it really is. WD-40 was created to keep the moisture out of rocket parts and missiles. Stands for water displacement and 40th formula. It's the 40th formula that they tried that actually worked. So, if they hit it on 39, we'd all be using WD-39 today.
Right.
So.
Well, let's leave now. Alan of Harrisburg, PA, you say you have a heartwarming duct tape story before we say goodbye to Tim Nyberg.
Yes, I do.
What is your story?
When I was in high school, we were having the Miss Pennsylvania competition at our high school, and our jazz band played before the pageant, and when we went back into the band room where they were using the band room as a dressing room, and they had all the blinds shut. So I was smart enough to raise the one blind like 3 inches where I was putting my instrument away, and then we left, and several of us walked around the building to that window, and we looked into the band room, and all the girls were out on stage in their gowns, and then they all came rushing into the band room and all stripped down to get, I guess the next thing was the bathing suit competition, and they all had duct tape all around their boob, their butt, their stomachs, and it was 30 women peeling duct tape. That's why they invented the clear duct tape.
Now, here's my question, Alan. That happened when you were a young man just starting out learning about sex.
Yes.
Every time you see a roll of duct tape, do you get a hard-on now?
Just sometimes.
Sometimes, all right.
I get that way when I smell hotel air.
Tim, you get back up, Ira. Tim, you get an erection when you smell hotel air.
Nobody can. I'm taped down, so it's not obvious.
Keep it taped
Tim,
down. All right.
Judy Tenuta is laughing at this.
Oh, the accordion player.
Yeah.
Remember her, right?
Yeah, I used to do shows with her.
So
in the Twin Cities.
Oh, that must have been a laugh riot. Tim Nyberg is here, ducttapeguys.com. Jeff of Illinois. Now, you know what? There's so many calls. You've been a great guest, and I'm going to have to say goodbye in a moment. I'm going to get just a few more calls. Jeff of Illinois. Yes, Jeff, how are you?
Yeah, hey, I wanted to ask this guy, how many rolls of duct tape would it take to make one of those Japanese sex baskets?
Interesting.
The twirling kind?
Yeah.
You got it, Tim. Hey, by the way, Tim, you make one of those and you smell some hotel air and you got a weekend, my friend.
The fact that he knows what he's talking about tells me he's at least thought of it, if not tried it.
Oh, this guy's a total perv.
I've been a guy for 56 years now, so it's...
Now, how many rolls do you think it would make to make one of those twirly Japanese sex baskets?
Well, it depends on, are we talking a sumo wrestler size gal or...
No, a little gal. A little tiny gal.
Oh, half a roll.
Half a roll. All right. Hey, Tim, thank you very much.
Colored tape, too. Purple
Absolutely.
would be good for that. Or tie-dye. They got tie-dye tape now.
You ever put the clear duct tape over the toilet seat, you prankster? You ever do that one?
Hey, it's my other book, The Practical Joker's Handbook, but that's a different interview.
Jesus Christ.
All right, we'll have you back on for The Practical Joker's Handbook. Do you remember anything in that book, by the way, Tim, if we have you back on?
The Practical Joker's one?
Yeah, would you remember anything in that book?
That's more recent, and the sequel's coming out in March, so, yeah.
Okay, I tell you what, we'll rebook you, and we will only book you, though, on books you remember, okay? Yes, Ira, go ahead.
It sounds like another book.
Yeah.
The rest of your President's Day should be a beautiful one.
Thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure being here. Just like to leave you guys with, remember, it ain't broke, it just lacks duct tape.
Right. Do you think you'll vomit after this interview?
No, because I'm not in your studio.
Okay.
I have to be there physically.
You physically vomit when you're doing a radio show?
Afterwards. I don't do it in the studio. That'd be rude.
Do you have a hard-on when you're vomiting?
Only if it's in a hotel.
Well, there you go. Tim Nyberg, we have squeezed everything out of this.
You'd be the first guys that ever got me to go blue, so congratulations.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Tim, it's not blue, Tim. It's normal. It's not blue. It's normal. That's the difference.
Oh, okay. All right.
Tim Nyberg, go to ducttapeguys.com. There are the books, there's everything, and more of this excitement waits for you. There's shirts, got it all. Yes,
Jay,
thank you, Tim. Yes, Ira.
That interview needed some duct tape. Holy crap.
The Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. The Curious. The Extreme. The Fascinating. Jay Thomas. On Stars 2. Sirius 108 XM 139. And on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app. Stars 2 brings the noise every day with radio you can't find anywhere else. It's afternoons at 3 p.m. East with Jay Thomas, where whacked-out newsmakers come alive.
We talk about everything. Sex, politics, sports, almost everything I've failed at.
Middays at noon East, Covino and Rich.
We talk sports, women, entertainment, uncensored guy talk.
And start your day with me and Vinny, where Vinny Politan hits the headlines with a legal stick.
I take a look at the criminal and law stories and pick them apart like nobody else can.
It's Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139. Every straight guy needs a gay friend. Michael Billy's not going to change you, just make you better.
It's time to man up and get over football. The football season is over. Personally, my biggest problem with football has always been guys screaming at televisions every time there is a game on. Yeah, touchdown, you suck, Colts! Every single restaurant and bar is full of screaming fans every single time there's a game on. I used to think to myself, how stupid are you guys to get so riled up over a game, to waste so much money and energy supporting a bunch of millionaires that wouldn't give you the time of day. Come on, Manning, go for the touchdown! Then I went to a gay bar during the Oscars, and I realized that gay guys do the same thing, except they're screaming, "Oh, come on, what are you wearing, Gwyneth Paltrow?" Or, "What do you mean Milk didn't get the Oscar?" My conclusion is, guys will be guys. No matter gay or straight, when we watch something we're into, nothing else in the world exists. I want all the women who are listening to come really close to the radio. Good. Listen up real good. Get out of the way of the television! You cannot compete! And don't be so surprised when no one pays attention to you.
Admit it. That was useful. Get more Michael Billy. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East on Me and Vinny. Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Do you owe the IRS back taxes and have nowhere to turn? The experts at IRS Tax Advisors have been mitigating exactly these and many other tax issues for years. We specialize in tax liens, levies, and fines, as well as back taxes. Call now for your free no-obligation consultation at 800-390-8090. That's 800-390-8090. IRS Tax Advisors will contact the IRS on your behalf within 30 minutes of you becoming a client, and that's guaranteed. Call 800-390-8090.
There are many so-called niches in the trucking industry, and here's Jeremy Kellett to tell us why Oakley Trucking is in a very unique position.
Diversification is a very important key for business success. Oakley Trucking is part of Bruce Oakley Incorporated. That includes Oakley Barge Line, Oakley Grain, and Oakley Fertilizer. Oakley trucks haul over 50 different commodities in end dumps, pneumatics, and hopper trailers throughout 48 states and Canada.
Oakley Trucking, America's dry bulk hauler. 888-945-1531.
Jay Thomas. The afternoon drive show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 XM 139 and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
Does the drummer from Def Leppard tape the drumsticks to his hands? Does he really?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he does that either.
He doesn't even have an arm to tape anything to.
Right.
That's what Tim said.
Maybe Tim's thinking of one of those one-man band guys, like out on the pier.
No,
that walk around.
He only plays with one hand?
Yeah, he's got special pedals set up down there for like snare drums and stuff where he would be doing that with his other hand. So he's got like a revamped drum set.
He was in a car accident.
Tim thinks that he tapes a stick to his nub. That's what he thought. No?
Tim gets a boner from hotel air, so
That's
you know.
right. All right. Let's go to Ford of Minnesota. The Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Ford, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Jay? Man, I know back in the day, the girls used to take duct tape and they would get their inner thigh and they would tape them down real tight and it made their butts look real big because that pressure on it and make their butts look real big and stuff like that.
Now, wait, you take the duct tape and you make it so that your inner thigh is pulled back and it makes your butt look big.
Yeah, it make their butt look real big. They tape it around. I mean, they get it all the way up and they just tape it around and they put on a pair of jeans and man, you think they got a butt? I mean, they butt just be.
My question is, why can't they just say they're into black guys? Why do they have to do all this work to date a black guy?
Man, I don't know. But, hey, I needed some duct tape, Jay. I supposed to got that advice for you to keep the wife, man. You supposed to give me that advice.
What advice?
Remember, I was the one that beat up the guy.
You beat up a gay guy that you thought was sleeping with your wife, and you keep telling me the story. I can't help you. You screwed up. I told you not to do anything. You beat up a gay guy at the church, for God's sakes.
Yeah, man. Well, I needed some duct tape to kind of tie myself down on that situation.
So now, are you with your wife or not? Are you with your wife now?
No, man, I think we kind of called it quits a little bit.
See, if I'm that guy and you're beating me up, accusing me of sleeping with your wife, I would instantly start blowing you to prove that I'm really gay.
No, I don't want that. No, strictly women, man. Strictly women, man.
Are you sure that your wife didn't use this as an excuse?
I think so, man. I think kind of so. I think they were she was probably telling him, yeah, I'm, this and that, and he was probably telling her this. I believe they were, they were both kind of telling each other secrets and stuff like that, and I believe that's what happened, man, because,
you think that she's lying to you?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I mean,
you don't think the guy is gay, right?
Well, I really don't know because I really, being a truck driver, not being home as much, but I think that was kind of a lie. I think that's undercover, Jay.
Now, if you and your wife are breaking up, is there like some divorce that's coming? Are you going to lose money? Or you're just not getting a divorce. You got to something's going to happen.
Well, I have no kids by her, and she works and everything, so I don't know exactly what the state of South Carolina does. Remember, you said you lived in Charlotte. Charlotte. I live right down there below you.
In South Carolina? Yeah.
Yeah. I stay down there by Myrtle Beach, and that's a duct tape capital down there. Every time a hurricane comes, every time hurricane comes down there, especially when they had Hugo. You remember Hugo came through?
Yes, I do.
Man, we ordered, man, tons of duct tape down there to tape windows. I mean, everything that could be taped down was taped down with duct tape. So they made money that year.
All right. Well, Ford, thank you very much. And here's another question. If the girl has all this duct tape on her to make her ass look bigger, when you get her home and you take her pants off and there's all this duct tape there, does she take the duct tape off before you sleep with her, or you just go at it with the duct tape on her?
No. See, this the key is they don't let you know that they're doing it, but you can kind of tell if you're feeling on them a little bit and you notice, hey, what happened to all that butt, that you had with them jeans on, and all of a sudden it doesn't look like that when she's got her jeans off? She did that duct tape. They'll slip in the bathroom. They do them women tricks, man. Women, that's duct tape's been a woman's secret for the longest time, Jay.
They slip into the bathroom and they say, let me get ready for you. And when they come out, you don't notice the pimples and the redness and the skin ripped off of their inner thigh.
Jay, you think they'll come out with the red? They'll come out, man. They'll look like they'll have red stripes around them and stuff like that, man. And
you know what, Shirley? They'll look like they've been on the barbecue show, won't they? Shirley, when they come out.
Pitmasters.
Yeah, their ass looks like they've been on a pit.
Hey, Ford, this is for you. Thank you for sharing your hate crime with us. Take care.
That's Ira the Weatherman. I don't know where he's
I like the way he sounds like W.C. Fields or something like that.
He does sound like W.C. Fields, doesn't he? Yes, he does. That's Ira the Weatherman. What's the weather in Minnesota for Ford who's driving?
Oh, man.
Right now it's
not you idiot. Ira the Weatherman.
24 degrees.
Wow.
And more snow is coming.
More snow on the way. I told Ira the other day, give a forecast, and he's doing it. Yes. Yes, sir.
Ask him what's the weather for a black man in Minnesota.
Ira.
Okay. Snow. Heavy snow.
No, cold as hell.
No employment.
How about this one? Black ice.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Thank you. By the way,
don't work with kids.
All right,
duct tape.
All right, hold on. Ira, I'm in New Orleans. It has been really freezing cold here. We had sleet and stuff last week. Tonight is what they call Lindy Gras, the Monday night, big parades tonight. We got Sean Payton, the coach of the Saints, is going to be the king of the parade. I'm, of course, a big deal at Orpheus. It's called the Orpheus Capade. I'm playing the convention center tonight for the parade. What is the weather going to be for Mardi Gras tonight and tomorrow in New Orleans?
It's going to be around 35 degrees in New Orleans tonight.
God forbid.
And tomorrow around 45 degrees, I would say.
All right.
Under beautiful skies.
We need a hot toddy. And finally, let's end this duct tape thing. Matt of Washington. Yes, Matt, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you? Hello? Matt, yes. Matt?
Hey, Matt, you sound like you're in a shower.
Hey, Matt, you sound like you're in the shower, said Ira. Yes, Matt, go ahead. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask you guys, what's the best experience you had with duct tape?
I've never had one experience with duct tape.
I have.
You have what?
Put it on your head.
No kidding here. I had
what have you done?
One of these plastic, fitting it would come from this, but it was a plastic bong that I used to keep in between my driver's seat and the middle, because I had a Cadillac back in the day, so I was rolling around in some comfort and style. And I had this thing wedged into my seat, and I was with a buddy of mine once, and he went to grab it to smoke out of it, and he snapped the neck of it, and he just snapped it in half in his hand, and I duct taped that fucker back together, and it worked.
And it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
I really did. This is true now. I did cut my finger one night really badly, and I'll tell you the craziest thing. I don't know why I did this. We were in Woodstock, New York. This just happened a couple of years ago. Just got to the house. We all start, cooking, and you were completely loaded. And I'm cutting onions or whatever, and I cut it to the bone. I took a tea bag, like a herbal tea bag. I don't know why I did this.
Is this another Boy Scout story?
No, you know what? What's funny was
different tea bag.
I cut myself and nobody cared. I was like almost fainting and going, but no one seemed to care. So I took a tea bag and I put it over the bleeding cut. And then I took duct tape and I taped the finger as tightly as I could. I left it there for 3 or 4 days. And you know, when I took it all off, I mean this, it was closed up, not completely healed, but the tea, I'm just remembering it. There was a tea bag on it. Now, isn't that crazy? Tea bag. You know what? I repeat jokes and facts until somebody cares. Okay? I just keep going. All right. Okay. Well, look. This show started poorly, and we're right in the middle of it now, and it's not getting any better. It's the Jay Thomas Show with Shuley and the other fucking idiots that are back.
It's the Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. A great way to waste 3 hours. It's the afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 XM 139, and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
Sirius XM Sports Today on Mad Dog Radio.
The show that brings you the top interviews of the day from Sirius NFL Radio,
Sirius NASCAR Radio, MLB Home Plate, NHL Home Ice, PGA Tour Radio, and Mad Dog Radio.
Here's Jimmy Boeheim, Super Bowl 44 MVP Drew Brees, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series reigning champion Jimmy Johnson.
1 hour showcase of the top interviews of the day from your favorite Sirius XM sports channels.
Sirius XM Sports Today
with Bill Leckis, Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern on Mad Dog Radio,
Sirius 123.
Fridays at 8 p.m. East. The Game On guys give you the tips and tricks to bag the girl.
I remember when I was young and new to the dating game, I used to get flaked on quite a bit, and it was a big issue for me. Nowadays, I get flaked on very rarely, and I think it all comes down to an attitude shift. Changing my attitude towards dates from treating them like priorities to treating them like options. While this topic is too involved to fully explore here, I'll tell you how to get started. If you want more, you can get the full scoop at pickuppodcast.com. Cool people who have stuff going on in their lives don't treat dates like priorities. Hot girls don't pull out their Blackberries and write Jordan Harbinger 8 p.m. Thursday into their calendars when I invite them out, and they don't expect me to do that either. Even if you're a really cool guy and she really likes you, chances are any plans you make together are still options and not priorities. That's fine with me because I don't expect to be treated like a priority, and I don't really want to be treated like one anyways. Treating dates like options can sometimes be a bit of a pain. Sometimes you have to wait a week or more between getting a girl's number and actually meeting up with her. You can't plan really complicated dates, and you often need to have some decent phone game to keep the emotional momentum going between meetups. But in the end, it's a much more effective strategy. Eventually, as long as she's attracted to you, she will meet up with you in the end. And the hard-to-get, busy girls are usually the most fun anyways. Have fun out there, and be sure to catch Game On every Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sirius 108 XM 139.
TheArtOfCharm.com for more ways to live a great life and get the girl. Only on Stars 2.
Stars 2.
Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars 2. This is Me and Vinny. The morning show on Stars 2. Me and Vinny.
Coming up Tuesday on Me and Vinny, another sign of the times. In Utah, they are actually considering eliminating the 12th grade to save money. Oh my goodness. And more trouble on the road for Joe Biden's motorcade. All the details, Me and Vinny, Tuesday.
Me and Vinny, where the me is you. Me and Vinny. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East. The morning show on Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139. The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. The afternoon drive show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 XM 139. And on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app. Stars 2.
Bad what?
What are you, a bad what?
A bad what?
Ira, he's asking you. A bad what?
What does the show say? What does the song say?
My bubbles away.
I'm a bad... How does the song start?
How does it start?
I don't know this song.
Bad Boy by the Jive Bombers.
A Bad Boy by the Jive Bombers. Hi, the Jay Thomas Show with Ira the Weatherman, who knows everything about music.
That
Shuley, the Israeli
was number one.
Back at the turn of the century, was it?
Yes.
Ah, fabulous.
In 1956. 1957.
This guy Mancow was talked about. I don't know much about Mancow. I think I've met him a couple of times.
Mancow wasn't like you, Jay.
I'm sure he wasn't.
You are 10 times better.
Nice.
All right.
Good job.
Well, anyway, and he was the
Shuley, Garrett.
We're all better than Mancow.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Now, he was a wild guy, kind of a Howard Stern kind of a guy, and I was working at a disco station, and they were burning disco records and all this, and they wanted me to debate him or something, and I said, well, I think the music I play sucks too. And of course, that doesn't, they don't know how to deal with that when you tell the truth. And I think it might have been Fox or something. And then I'm listening to a radio station in San Diego a couple of years ago, and he's this right-wing guy. And we've just heard today, now when did he get fired in Chicago? Just recently?
Chicago was like 4 years ago or something?
4 years ago, right.
Yeah.
I think after they canned him, he became right-wing. That's what I think happened.
Correct.
So he went right-wing. He once mailed human feces to Howard Stern. Is that right, Shuley?
Yeah, they got into a war back in the day, and, because Howard came to Chicago, and he thought it would be funny to mail a package to the Stern Show with human shit in it. Or at least they thought it was human shit. I don't know if they ever
I think that's fabulous.
Well, so then what happened was one of the interns was opening the mail and discovered shit in a package and freaked out. And Howard was like, that's it, man. He just started in on him. His dad had just recently passed away.
Mancow's father was dead.
Yeah, and Howard just started talking about how he was going to dig up his dad's corpse and he was going to start fisting him on stage when he became number one out there.
Oh, man.
And they wrote song parodies about fisting your dead daddy's skull, and he was going to skull fuck his dead dad and all this stuff. And it was,
oh my God,
it was some of the most brutal tirade I've ever heard on regular radio, ever.
Never pull your gun when you don't know what the other gun. So he pulls a little Derringer, and Howard has like a bazooka.
Yeah,
right?
oh, and instantly, I mean, everyone that he's ever wronged in his life called up Howard. They gave him every piece of information they had, and this guy was just annihilated.
I hate these people that have had whatever they've had in life, and then they find God and everything else. You can find God if you want, and you can change your life. I just don't think we need to hear about it. You know what I mean? And I wish him and everyone that's done that, who brags about it, the worst of luck. Even if I ever find God, Shuley, I promise you I'll never mention it to you. Okay?
Right.
Jay,
I'll act the same. I'll act exactly the same.
Jay,
you'll never know it happened.
Jay,
What is it?
Mancow gave me
Who,
a Healy once in
Mancow gave you a Healy.
camp.
In band camp.
Mancow gave you a Healy once in band camp. Try and put that sentence
You
together,
want to try
Ira.
that again, Ira?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yes.
By the way, I haven't heard acting like this.
Mancow gave me a Healy once in band camp.
Lucy, I'm home.
It's how they say it's toothy.
Lucy, I'm home.
You act like Burt Reynolds, Ira. Has anyone ever tell you that? You sound just like Burt Reynolds when you act. All right.
Hey, Thomas, I'm home.
We have a bank robber coming up. A real bank robber.
Love SiriusXM in your car? Don't leave your favorite SiriusXM channels sitting in the driveway. With the new Sirius Tabletop Internet Radio, bring them inside to enjoy in any room of your home or office. This stylish radio delivers big room-filling sound. It's easy to set up and easy to use. Discover more at Sirius.com/bring it home or call 866-9-SIRI-XM. 866-9-SIRI-XM.
Every straight guy needs a gay friend. Michael Billy's not going to change you, just make you better.
It's time to man up and donate money the right way. Look, I know the big thing right now is Haiti. Yele Haiti, donate money to the Red Cross, text $10, blah, blah, blah. So this man up is to all of you do-gooders out there. How do I put this lightly, in the most politically correct fashion? Giving doesn't count when you tell everybody you gave. For the past few weeks, I've had to hear every douchebag on the planet hoot and holler about donating to Haiti. Did you donate yours? Oh yeah, terrible thing going on down there. Donated twice. First of all, if this is the first time you're donating money to a cause, then good for you. However, by broadcasting that fact, you're really just saying, hey, I've never cared about anything enough to give $10 to till now. Look, all I'm saying is $10 doesn't make you a hero, okay? Hell, $20 just makes you an okay guy. Some of you act like by texting a donation, you're picking up a bloody kid and operating on him yourself. It's just $10, so get off your moral high horse. By the way, if you're going to donate money to Haiti, you might as well download my new hit single, Jersey Boy, the Jersey Shore Remix, on iTunes for only 99 cents.
Admit it. That was useful. Get more Michael Billy weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East on Me and Vinny. Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
This is a news bulletin about one of the nation's safest trucking companies, Rail Transport. Growing customer requests for Rail's award-winning service has created additional job openings for 130 OTR van, flatbed, and refrigerated drivers. It also says here, Rail's offering a sign-on bonus when experienced Class A drivers help them meet customer demands and join its national fleet. Learn more at GoRail.com or 877-774-5311. Experience the power of red. Rail Transport, an affirmative action, equal opportunity employer.
Is your debt getting bigger? Are you falling behind on your bills and receiving collection calls? Well, it's not your fault. Millions of Americans are buried in credit card debt because of a job loss, divorce, medical bills, or just bad luck. But now there's a way you can get debt-free faster than you ever imagined. Call Credit Guard of America today for free information, and you'll learn how you can cut your monthly payments by up to half, lower or even eliminate your interest rates, and stop the collection calls once and for all. For free information, call 1-800-724-1077.
We owed $25,000 to the credit card companies. This year, we're going to be debt-free.
Credit Guard of America won't just help you get debt-free. We'll even show you how to improve your credit status.
They helped me pay off 10 credit cards and rebuild my credit rating.
Call us today to learn how you can cut your monthly payments by up to half and get debt-free. For free information, call 1-800-724-1077. That's 1-800-724-1077.
Does your vehicle have less than 175,000 miles with an automobile warranty about to expire or no automobile warranty coverage at all? Automobile Coverage of America has announced a low-cost protection plan to save consumers thousands on auto repairs. Drivers who are covered by this protection plan will not have to pay for a covered repair bill again. Now, they pay the bill directly for you. Call now and receive roadside assistance, towing, and car rental at no additional cost. Call 800-585-4980. That's 800-585-4980.
Society's oddities played like a fiddle. The Jay Thomas Show, the afternoon drive show on Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139, and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
Go to jthomas.com and send me any message you would like to send me. I'm on the Facebook sometimes, but actually, jthomas.com is where you can email me. Shuli, where are you performing this weekend? Someplace interesting, exciting?
No, this weekend nowhere. But next, actually this Wednesday, I'll be somewhere, Jay. I'll be at the City Steam Brouhaha in Hartford, Connecticut. I will be headlining, and I will be filming a DVD of my stand-up performance.
Wow!
That's right. So you definitely should come out to Hartford, Connecticut, City Steam Brouhaha. All the info's on JewGoneWild.com. And let's make some magic happen. What do you say, people?
You know, when I was doing major television shows and people were at the live audience for the show, people laugh, hysterically at these sitcoms so they can hear themselves laugh.
That's right.
When they're watching the show.
That's right.
Right? So go to Shuli's show in Hartford and when he does it, do like that, and you'll get on the DVD, right?
Yeah.
That
would get on in a second.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And, of course, laughter, as you know, is contagious.
That's right, Jay.
We have some emails here at jthomas.com, by the way. And we have a bank robber coming up.
JaVale is here!
That's right. All right, here we go. This comes from Rob of North Carolina, who has this thing, J. Thomas Fan 3 of 9. Did you see that in Chile, the Mint misspelled the name of the country? On the 50 peso coin, Chile is spelled just with 2 I's, C-H-I-I-E. And they made like millions of them.
Whoopsie.
The Republic of C-H-I-I-E. And no one noticed. I want, would you run Eduardo one more time for me, please? Yeah, please run Eduardo, please.
Lucy, I'm home!
Idiots! You're all the same south of the border. You're all idiots.
There's a different guy saying, Jay Thomas, I'm home. Play the different guy.
Yeah. Pete Zeff, Z-E-P-H.
Jay Thomas, I'm home.
I listen to the Jay Thomas Show, and I hope Kevin Meaney remains a regular. He's awesome. I'm a straight married man, 47 with 3 kids. Sure you are. Sure you are. Okay? Yeah, sure you are. Yeah. Hey, hold on one second. Pete Zeff, straight married man with 3 kids. Don't you know his friends are out there dying laughing right now? Okay. Yeah. Pete, when you say you like a gay comedian, you don't have to at the bottom of the page say that you're straight.
Unless you'd be willing to bang him or do something.
Yeah, I didn't really think much about it until I saw that. I think you'd like to try to go to the dark side, wouldn't you? John Oliver sent this. Did you see the story on the Poon bomb? Did you read about that, Shirley?
How did I miss this story?
It's a town in India, and the headlines are...
Oh, I did see this.
Poon bomb kills 9, 40 injured.
And I walked by, I saw it on the Fox building, on their scroll outside.
The Poon bomb!
And I just shook my head and went, it was just a matter of time. It really was.
It's a town in India, and of course it's always sad when people die and they're injured, except if you have 2 billion of them. You've got to get rid of them somehow, okay?
That's like where the one of the places the tsunami hit. It was like fuck it in Thailand.
Yes, yeah. Nancy Ellers said, "There's a dead tree shaped like a penis near where I live in Tempe, Arizona. Would you like to interview it?"
The tree or the penis or her?
Nancy, thank you for thinking of the show. It's a little difficult, and especially since you said I can't get a picture of it yet. I don't usually interview a tree. But if there is a tree in Tempe that's shaped like a penis and it's worth anything, send it to us, and we'll put it up at jthomas.com. Oh, somebody just sent me pictures of people in the Poon Hospital.
They can fit a hospital in there?
No matter how you say it gets a laugh, you know? And you know what they are? Now, this absolutely sounds like a lie, but this is the truth. And I've told this before, but surely this is a true story. I was in Pensacola, Florida, and I would work the news from 6 until 9 o'clock. We would have news at 20 after. And then I became the disc jockey at 9 o'clock. So from 6 to 9, every 20 minutes, it would go, it's 20 after 9 o'clock, and this is, the mighty 690 news. And I would go, I'm Jay Thomas. And I would do the news, the sports, and weather together at 20 after. And we would do it really fast, and then I'd be the disc jockey. So the disc jockey that worked after you would be your newsman, okay? So the Vietnam War was winding down, and I'm a college student, and I'm doing the news, and I'm working late at night, and I'm really excited, but I can't pronounce the names of the towns. And I go to the news director, and they're like almost completely drunk every night by the time I get to work. So I say to these guys, I go, look, I'm having trouble with the names, the Vietnamese names. Is there something I can do? There's Quin Tran and Qual Quang, and they were just making a big. So one of the guys said, hell, man, just make something up. Just make something up. Nobody knows. I go, like what? One guy says, just call it poontang, like that. And they all laugh. I had never heard the term poontang before, ever heard it. So it got to be whatever the time was. It was probably 8:20. I go, it's 20 after 8 o'clock, and now it's news, sports, and weather together. I'm Jay Thomas. Today in Vietnam, a group of Marines were ambushed in the town of Poontang. And 100 Puntanese regulars attacked the Marine platoon. Surely, this news director guy, I saw him coming down the hall, and it was like a cartoon, where they're pumping their arms, and their faces all red. And I must have said Poontang or Puntanese or Puntanika, the Prince of Poontang. I don't know how long it took. It took me like a minute. But I actually reported that. And we had such bad ratings, no one even called. But I actually did that on the radio. And if you put it in a movie, you would think it was a joke. But I used the word Poontang in a newscast. And that was the first time. Now, is there a term like that in Israel? Did you know what Poontang was when you moved to the United States?
No, I had no clue.
People would say, I think it's a Southern thing, isn't it? Wasn't it a Southern term? poontang? Wasn't Northern, was it?
Definitely wasn't Israeli. I know that.
Did you know what poontang was, Garrett? Like living in New York? Did you know what it was?
I want to say right away. Like we definitely used it up here too, so it wasn't a Southern thing.
Yeah, well, I think it was a Southern thing, then it moved up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think here it started as Poon Hound, and then maybe it evolved to Poontang.
Poontang?
Right. I actually have some breaking news here, Jay.
Hold it one second. Now, Christina, you actually own a poon. When's the first time you heard the term?
Oh, I don't remember. I guess I was in high school. Well, college, probably.
Poon.
College, yeah.
Nice poon. I wonder where it comes from.
I don't know. It sounds redneck to me.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely redneck.
So.
But poontang, it's got to have a derivation. You know something? I'm not going to sleep until I find out what it is, okay?
The origin of poontang.
Oh, it's gonna be on every internet soon. Now, what's your breaking news, Shuli?
Hold on 1 second. I have breaking news before it's breaking news.
Wait a minute.
Are you?
Shuli had breaking news.
You're undercutting me, you son of a bitch.
Wait a minute. You have breaking news? Do we actually have a breaking news sound?
That would be the third breaking thing.
Oh, good. I have breaking news. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. And Iris breaking wind. Stay where you are. Go ahead.
Poontang means pour or fuck in Filipino. So maybe it came from Vietnam or when we were over there.
The soldiers did it, perhaps, right? Or something like that.
Or maybe it was in a movie.
Thank you. You know, wasn't in a movie, not in the 70s. No, sir. Now, let's hit it again one more time. And now, B-list breaking news. Here's Shuli.
Jay, this just in, hot off the press.
Yeah.
Mistress was preggers twice by Tiger.
Oh, come on.
Porn mistress. I had a miscarriage and an abortion from him. This is according to page 6 of the New York Post.
Oh, my God.
Jocelyn James, porn star. The golf star knocked up his porn star gal pal twice, both times when his wife, too, was pregnant, according to a bombshell interview. Jocelyn James stars such adult classics as Big-Breasted Nurses, My Sex Teacher Number 12, said her lengthy and steamy affair with Tiger Woods always involved unprotected sex. That's gotta make people happy. Using protection was never talked about, the 34 Double D actress told Inside Edition in an interview that airs tonight. It was never protected.
Well, let me tell you, there are these battling whores, and Jamie Grubbs is also, and I think this Uchitel is also telling stories about Tiger, intimate stories of the things he said. And he seemed to be gone from his wife all night long, by the way. And he would put these women up in this condo in Orlando, I guess, or wherever, close to where they live, right? And one of the women, who was the woman that was with the guy from Bones? Is it Bonares? Is that his name? He's from the act. And then she was also she was with Derek Jeter. And Derek Jeter introduced her to Tiger. And Tiger fell in love with her. And then in this other book, Shuli, he is so jealous of her, and she's telling everybody too, that he would call her up and say he had a dream that he married her, but she was banging the actor from Bones and Derek Jeter in the dream.
Wow.
So he was terribly jealous. So now they're all having competing stories. He may never recover from this.
Well,
this is a slam. I mean, first of all, he doesn't have any personality anyway. He's a nice fellow, I'm sure, on some level. But he never had a big personality, right? I mean, he's like, like a nothing.
Yeah,
well, and I like these broads. They run to the media. They do these interviews. They give up everything. God. And then in the same interview, they talk about how bad they feel for his wife. Like here, this Jocelyn says, "I feel bad for Elin," she said. "She didn't deserve this, and she didn't deserve being humiliated." So let me tell a story how he shot loads up inside me.
Yeah, I aborted his baby.
$800, and I aborted your kids.
And the rumors that he's coming back in 2 weeks are unfounded. And the people that were in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, at that so-called sex addiction camp, that was a complete scam. They hired a guy, and the guy looked like Tiger. They got these funny. Absolutely, it's a scam. And then they got a beautiful blonde, and they got her to go in the park. And it was not Tiger Woods. No one has seen him or heard from him. And I think one of the reasons is that his teeth were knocked out. And I think his face was terribly, I mean, you saw my eye and face and everything, right, when I got hurt. So it's been what? Like, let's see. So that would be December, January, February. He would he's probably healed about now, like 2.5, 3 months to get completely healed. Wow. Let's, you know what? We'll talk about that later on. Let's go to Sean Hopwood. Is it S-H-O-N, Sean? How are you? Is it, you say Sean or Sean? How do you pronounce your first name?
You're right, Jay. It's Sean. Just
Sean.
spelled S-H-O-N.
Your parents were like not up to date on spelling apparently when they...
I think I had a great-grandfather that spelled it that way.
Now, Sean Hopwood, Shuley is here with us.
Hey, Sean.
Also. Shuley, I'm going to tell you, and Ira the weatherman is also here. Where are you right now, Sean? Where are you located?
Omaha, Nebraska.
What's the weather, Ira, in Omaha, Nebraska for Sean? And
Nebraska, it's very cold right now. It's around 22 degrees.
Wow, unbelievable. Now, Sean...
And snow.
Snow coming.
Yes.
Sean is a former bank robber, Shuley.
Cool.
Bad,
nice.
Sean. Very bad.
Ira the weatherman says bad. Now, wait a minute now.
Ira's a
when
cop.
it says you weren't a very sophisticated bank robber. First of all, you look like such a young guy. How old are you now, and when were you a bank robber?
I am 34 now, and I was a bank robber at 21 and 22.
So you're sitting on your couch, and you just decide to get up and rob a bank.
Well, it wasn't quite that simple.
Well, I'm making it. This is radio. We're only on for a short time, and when I was 21, I would sit and I'd have these crazy ideas, but I wouldn't act upon them.
Yeah.
What gave you the idea to be a bank robber?
I don't know. Actually, it was something that a friend and co-defendant broached. Just a subject, and then we just kind of ran with it. I think he thought.
Were you a drug addict or a drunk, or
no,
did you have
no?
You don't have a reason. There's no you're in therapy for drug addiction or sex addiction.
I was partially depressed and
yes,
really didn't care about my life, whether I lived or died, and had
At
no
21.
plan or no future.
21, you didn't care whether you lived or died, and your parents had misspelled your first name. That's another thing that probably upsets you. Instead of S-H-A-W-N.
Maybe that was half the reason why.
S-E-A-N is S-H-O-N. And where did you do your first bank robbery? Were you like Bonnie and Clyde there in the Nebraska, Kansas area, that area?
Yeah. Me and a friend of mine named Tom, we stole a car, drove up to the bank. I went in first. Pulled out a gun. Yeah.
God damn.
What kind of gun?
Jesus.
I think it was a rifle of some sort. And
you had a rifle?
And a handgun. He had a handgun.
Wow, you're a tall guy then, huh?
Jesus. And you know what? You're like I'm looking at your picture now, and of course, this story will have some sort of happy ending, and you're married now and have a lovely child and all that, and you're baby-faced. You are not a rough-looking character. Did you have a lot of facial hair? Were you a rough-looking 21-year-old kid at that time?
No. Went in there with a pair of coveralls and a mask that went around my face and a hard hat, looking like I was getting ready to work on the bank.
Wow. And your buddy stayed in the car?
No, he stayed in there until I went in, and then he came in about a minute behind me.
Sean, why sperm banks and not regular banks?
No, he did not steal from a sperm bank, Ira. Idiot. Sean, these are regular banks.
Who is that? Harry Carey? Back from the dead?
Yeah, that is. Come back from the dead. You can say whatever. Now, when you went in, there are many people that say when they first do their first robberies and stuff, some guys have pissed their pants. I mean, they've done everything. Were you scared or were you energized by the fact that you were robbing?
I'm scared.
I'm sure a little of both, but I was actually pretty calm.
Wow.
You're scared going in, but you don't have time to think about scared once you're inside.
Did you say the word motherfucker when you were holding the rifle?
No, not that I can remember.
Did you? You didn't curse?
No.
Wow. So you were like polite.
I don't think you ever politely
excuse me,
rob a
everyone,
bank.
if I can have your attention for just a moment. I'm sorry, finish your deposit. I'll wait.
You've got a gun, you've got a rifle and a handgun. I mean, are you holding both of the weapons at the same time?
No, my partner was holding the handgun. I was just holding the
Are
rifle.
they loaded? Do they have bullets in them?
Well, they aren't of much use if they aren't.
So, no, wait a minute now. armed robbery is one thing, but if the gun had gone off, I mean, were you prepared to kill somebody at 21 years old in the act of robbing these banks?
No. I mean,
okay.
There in one bank, in fact, a lady walked in the middle of it, and I yelled at her to get down on the ground, and she looked at me like I was stupid and took off running back out of the bank, and, I didn't do anything.
You didn't shoot her?
No.
Right. Did your buddy want to shoot her?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Well, didn't you talk about it later? Like, what did you think of that crazy bitch?
Shared a beer and...
Yeah. I mean, he was your pal. I mean,
You don't go into it thinking in those terms. You go into it thinking scare him as much as you can, get the money and run.
Yeah.
Sean, I robbed the Monopoly Bank and went directly to jail.
Get him off of the microphone, please. Now, Sean, here's the thing. You do this for 2 years, right? And you are an armed bank robber. What kind of money did you make?
Oh, I think altogether a little over $200,000.
And what did you spend it on?
Everything.
Cars, women, good times?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you're a bank robber, and you're going out to clubs and stuff, and you're 21, and you and your buddy, were you roommates? You just were the two roommate bank robbers?
No, there was several of us. The guy that robbed the first bank with me wasn't involved in the other four.
You got other guys involved?
Yeah.
That's wild. And so finally, you get caught. How did you get caught?
Walked in a DoubleTree Inn that we were staying at, looking for my brother, and walked past the front lobby and didn't notice a bunch of guys sitting there. And on my way out, the 4 or 5 gentlemen sitting in the lobby reading the paper, all happened to be FBI agents, and they basically tackled me.
And they handcuff you and stuff, and how many years do you get?
12 years, 3 months.
Wow, how many years did you serve?
10.5 years.
Hard time?
Yep.
In Nebraska?
No, in federal prison in Illinois.
Okay.
Wow.
Because bank robbery is federal prison, or the type of bank, or you cross state
bank
lines?
robbery is a federal crime.
Now, let me ask you this, because you don't sound, like just over the radio, you don't sound like a guy who would be in prison. What is that like, your first day, your first week there, and do you get attacked at any point?
No. Medium security federal prison is not that like that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I didn't have to fight a couple days while I was there, but it's not like you walk in there and immediately you're the prey.
What were the fights about that you had to fight?
Usually, it's one of those things where you let someone take one thing or do one thing to you, and it quickly can snowball into, people that let them take things from them or do certain things to them.
So you got to draw a line in the sand.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, were you a bad kid as a kid, like a rough kid?
No, actually, I played sports.
Are you a big guy? Are you like 6'2" or 3"? I mean, how big are you?
6'3", about 215.
Well, so you can handle yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to court. Now, surely you don't know the story, do you? You don't know where we're going with this.
No, I do not.
Okay. So Sean
Does it have to do with
Hopwood,
duct tape?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
We had a guest on earlier. It didn't go well, Sean. I wish I had one of your guns. We would have ended the interview quickly. Sean Hopwood, 21 to 22, is a bank robber. Gets thrown in jail. I'm sure your family is horrified, embarrassed, everything else. Was your brother one of the robbers with you, or were you just looking for him to hang out?
No, my younger brother was involved, but he never actually was at any of the robberies.
Okay, that's good. And you don't want to talk about anybody who could go to jail after the fact, I'm sure. And how many other guys went to jail with you?
5 in federal prison, and a couple in state.
Wow. So they got you. You go to jail. Did you have a good lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. And you could have gotten 20 years, and you got 12 and a half, right?
Yep.
13.
Yep.
Okay. So you get into the thing, and what was your education when you got in there?
I had gone a little bit of college, but other than that, mostly just a high school.
So you get in federal prison.
Yep.
You get in federal prison, and you're in the slammer, and it's a pain in the ass, and prison's horrible, and all that, and you become interested in the law in prison.
Yes.
What made that happen?
Oh, well, at first it was self-interest. A case came down in 2000, a Supreme Court case that both I and everyone in prison, federal prison, thought was going to help them get a sentence reduction. So that's how I started researching.
You read about it in the paper or something?
Oh, yeah. Anytime a big Supreme Court case comes down, it's huge for federal prisoners.
So all the prisoners rush to call attorneys and everything else.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You went in. Where do you get law books in prison? Are they made available to you?
Yeah, I was a clerk in the law library there.
So Shuley, he became such a good jailhouse lawyer, right? That he eventually, he's not a lawyer now, he eventually writes, or did you help write, or did you put together, and tell me what they call it, but you ended up with something you had written in front of the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah, it's called a petition for writ of certiorari. It's just a fancy word for an appeal that goes to the Supreme Court. And yeah, the two that you're talking about, I wrote all of those.
Shuley, he wrote these, not for yourself, though, for other prisoners.
Yeah,
right?
for other prisoners.
And you started getting guys' sentences reduced, right?
Yeah, I had some sentence reductions that, those were not in the Supreme Court. Those were in other federal courts.
But anyway, you're a prisoner.
Court. Yep.
And the lawyers are listening to you and all this stuff.
Sean, in prison with me, you would be my bitch.
You would be his bitch in prison. Yeah,
I was in prison 50 times.
I know.
All one day.
All in one day. Now, Sean, what
did he just say?
He said he was in prison 50 times, all in one day, though. Nut. He's a complete nut. Sean, you were a criminal, a gangster, a robber with the gun and the whole deal, and then all of a sudden you get to prison and you become a lawyer, or not a lawyer yet, but you're going to be, and the Supreme Court doesn't even accept any of these things. They've accepted yours. What happened to being a robber? Does that just go away, or you did that and that was enough fun and now that's over?
Yeah, well, I didn't, particularly enjoy the prison experience, so thought it was time to move on to something else.
Oh,
good
man.
call.
But
there's no women in prison, Jay.
No, there's none. But the weird
beer.
thing is when a convict says he wants to start writing a writ or whatever, and if let's say Shuley and I are the two guys running the prison, we would go, "Oh, go fuck yourself." And go back to your, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, do they just accept you? I mean, in the movies, everything is capsulized, right? And it goes all the way down, in an hour and a half. Something takes 20 years. How long did it take you before someone took you seriously?
As far as the briefs I wrote?
Yeah.
Well, the inmates did immediately after the Supreme Court granted that first case. I mean, the way I found out, the guy I wrote it for had transferred to another prison, and the way I found out was because it was an article was written about it in the USA Today that actually quoted from the brief I wrote. And did you put all kind of legalese in it when you were writing it? No, I mean, I didn't really know the law real well back then. I'd only been studying the law for 2 years, and that was the first Supreme Court brief I'd ever written. And only the second legal brief I'd ever written, period, so... So in just a few sentences, what was the case, what was the law that was passed that got your attention and caused you to get this guy's sentence reduced? The law that got me researching, or his case? Well, whatever. Just in like what did you see in the paper that said, oh, wait, I think I can write a brief and get this guy less years? What was that? Oh, I just researched and saw that he had a good issue dealing with Miranda. He had been indicted, and when the police came to arrest him, they didn't read him Miranda and started asking him a bunch of questions.
Sean, talk bad to me, and I will shank you.
All right. Now he was in a prison it's called the Seven Seas. You know that prison?
No, Jay, it's called the Seven Seas Restaurant.
Are you sure that's not Harry Carey after the seventh inning?
This is the real Harry Carey, yes, from the Chicago Cubs.
Thanks. Sean Hopwood is here. Sean, former bank robber, turned skilled Supreme Court practitioner, spent, it says 13 years in prison for 5 robberies. And so, the woman that you're married to, when you get out of prison, where do you meet the woman you marry? How do you break it to her that you...
I made a knife out of my poop.
All right, back off. You ever met anybody in prison that made a knife out of their own poop?
Not out of their own poop. Just about everything else, though.
All right. Where did you meet the woman? How do you, like all these dating services, they're always trying to type in.
Meetinmate.com.
There you go, right. Shuli, you're trying to say how nice you're going to be to the kids and everything else. And, here you are, an armed bank robber. I mean, and she looks like a lovely woman, and you've had a child with her. What was your opening line to this woman?
I didn't really have an opening line because it was through a letter. She started writing me when I was in prison.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Yeah, Jay, and have you seen some pictures of my wife?
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
She's like super hot.
No, I know that, but when we always
likes bad boys, apparently.
We always make fun of the women that write letters to prisoners, and I mean, especially killers and stuff, and they marry them. So did it worry you that she was attracted to you and you were behind bars for armed robbery?
Well, to this day, I still think she's a little crazy for marrying me. I mean, she could have whatever guy she wanted. Why she chose me, I'll never know that.
Had she been out with a forger before, or was she?
No.
Did she date maybe a carjacker in high school? Or something?
No, she was actually when she started writing me engaged to a really nice guy.
Hey, wait a minute.
Women.
Wait a minute. Has he disappeared? Sean, is he no longer with us? hey,
Sean.
I was in prison, so if he was no longer with us, I had nothing to do with it.
Shuli, would you want to fight Sean after 13 years in federal prison?
No.
You can have her. There are other fish in the sea.
Hey, Sean, all the women who write me have balls.
All right.
I actually believe that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you've said that I've actually believed.
Now, you're out of jail now, and you don't have a law degree. I guess you're going to go to law school. Where do you work? I mean, who hired you? Are you a paralegal now?
I work for a place called Cockle Law Brief Printing Company. We help attorneys file briefs in the United States Supreme Court.
And you still help write them, we
don't actually write them. I do a lot of consultation with them to make sure that they have everything in their briefs they're supposed to, and to make sure they're rule compliant. Even sometimes a consultation on strategy and when to file. But we don't do any writing here, and then we print up the booklet briefs that are required under the court's rules.
Now, if I was a guy, went to law school, and get out and graduate from Harvard or whatever, I wouldn't want some ex-con helping me. Do you run into that kind of? I mean, that's the attitude I would have. I would think, who the hell is this guy? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm being honest about myself.
Yeah.
Who the hell is this guy? Yeah.
And last week, all you have to do.
Yeah.
Last week, you should look on a couple of the legal blogs. There was a few people that basically left that same comment. But it really helps when you have a former Solicitor General that is your reference. So,
of what state? Of Nebraska?
The former Solicitor General of the United States. He's
your reference.
He's probably the preeminent Supreme Court litigator in the country.
Okay, as an ex-con, can you get a law degree? Is it legal for you to get a law degree?
Yes, in some states. California.
Not every state.
California does not care a lot about attorneys previously being felons.
Right.
There's a few other states.
Well, you could be a shitty German actor and become the governor of of California. They don't. Now, can you go in and take could you take the bar exam and come pretty close to passing it, just from what you know?
I have no idea.
Sure.
I haven't been to law school yet. I have going to be going in a year or two, but I haven't been there yet.
All right, yeah. All right.
Sean, your ass is mine until Garrett gives me 30 smokes.
All right.
He's going to sell
Sean, this is just... Sean Hopwood, by the way, it's an incredible story. Have you sold it to the movies yet?
Oh, they keep calling, but I quit researching movie and book offers and started researching agents and found an agent, so now he gets to deal with all that.
Okay, good. Did you see the movie or read the book, Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah, I've seen the
Did
movie.
you see that guy who now, by the way, for years has been a security expert, did you see that he passed the bar? Was it in Louisiana where he passed the bar? And no one will ever know how he did that.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, you need to reread the book or see the movie again. And he passes the bar in Louisiana, which of course is the Napoleonic Code, which isn't even, civil law.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, I guess if he didn't know a damn thing, but you may be able to just go past the bar is what I'm saying.
Well, I got to go one step at a time.
Really?
Yeah.
Just go take the test. Go take it, see what happens.
Well, I have to get through law school first. Next week and a couple weeks from now, I actually have a speaking engagement at Harvard University.
Oh, good luck to you, Sean. Good luck.
Well, Sean Hopwood, thank you very much. Be looking for Sean. You can go online and see this story. It's unreal. Sean,
Keep out of
S-H-O-N,
trouble
Hopwood.
now.
The former bank robber, married to a woman that fell in love with him in the prison, and writes briefs that get all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Solicitor General is his reference. Sean, I love stories like this. Good luck. And would you ever turn back to a life of crime? The economy is bad. If things get bad for you, would you ever just turn back to it?
No, that's out of the realm of possibility now, Jay.
Do you ever
someone
steal
told me
things at
that
the
you were a
grocery
former attorney. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. That is
For
true.
one film.
Sean, before you leave, before you hang up on us, I want to wish you beautiful. The rest of your prison stay should be a beautiful one. This was really, really beautiful.
Sean, let me tell you what happened to me. I did just the opposite of you. I went to law school, then I went to prison. So it's a whole different story. and we don't like to talk about it. Sean, thank you very much. Sean Hopwood, bank robber, Supreme Court practitioner.
I was in prison.
Oh, Jesus.
10 times.
All right. I don't know what he's talking about. Sean, that's my uncle. And, he didn't have anywhere to go today. It's a holiday. So we brought him in. Hey, Sean, thank you very much, man.
Thank you, Jay.
Okay, buddy. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Surely duct tape and a bank robber. Okay.
And he's a turd burglar. Take care, pal.
Turd burglar.
Let's reboot.
Jay Thomas Show. Every day something new, something bizarre. For you, for now. The Afternoon Drive Show on Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139, and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app. Covino and Rich on Stars 2.
Hey, it's Covino. I'm Rich. Talking about all the things that you want and how to get them. Like women, the job promotion, a good sandwich, a little respect. That's what I'm saying. Also, we talk about the things that you and your friends are talking about. Sports, music, entertainment, you name it, we talk about it on the Covino and Rich Show. You need to check us out.
Covino and Rich, noon to 3 p.m. East, 9 a.m. to noon West. Covino and Rich, midday. Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars 2. Fridays at 8 p.m. East. The Game On guys give you the tips and tricks to bag the girl.
Hey guys, Jordan Harbinger here from The Art of Charm. Have you ever spotted a woman and immediately thought, wow, she is amazing? And maybe this was at a social event, so you see her several times over the course of the evening, bumping into her 2 or even 3 times, and nothing came of it because you just didn't gather up the courage to go up and speak to her. And then you kick yourself for the rest of the week, month, maybe even to this day, wondering what could have happened. I know that feeling, and it totally sucks. And the regret gets even worse when I think of the women I have dated, and how every single one of those relationships started out with me gathering up my cojones enough to say hi. Who are you to deprive these women of your fine company? You're actually being quite selfish when you don't exercise your courage and you don't approach. Here's a couple tips to vaccinate you against regret. 1. Smile. Tell yourself a joke or think of a funny story, or even put on a fake plastic smile for 30 seconds, which gives your brain some happy feedback. Smiling makes you much more approachable. 2. Warm up. Banter with people on the street, the bar staff, or even yourself. Doing this warms up those social muscles and gets you in a talkative mood. Or 3, cheer someone else up. Take somebody out of his or her slump. Give them compliments early and often. Be the source of fun and positivity, and the rest is easy because people will flock to you. Have fun out there, and be sure to catch Game On every Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sirius 108 XM 139.
TheArtofCharm.com for more ways to live a great life and get the girl. Only on Stars 2.
Stars 2.
Sirius 108 and XM 139.
In a world where brilliant tech professionals are forced to deal with mindless coworkers,
should this be plugged in?
Incompetent bosses.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday.
And job sites that don't know tech from dreck.
I said I'm a Java developer. That's got nothing to do with coffee.
There's only one hope for salvation. Dice.com. Dice is the #1 technology job board. For over 17 years, Dice has focused exclusively on tech jobs, meaning you won't waste time sifting through the garbage you'll find on other job sites. Go to Dice.com to find thousands of jobs all across the country. Software engineers, DBAs, project managers, systems administrators, web developers, and more. Visit Dice.com today. Dice.com.
Jay Thomas. Show. The Jay Thomas Show. It's the afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139, and on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
By the way, John Oliver found poontang from 1910 in New Orleans from putain, which means prostitute, or of course puta, which means whore, and of course all the languages are mixed down here. So putain or puta can mean girl sometimes, right? But
that's a putain.
It's a derogatory thing, and then putidus means stinking, like foul. So it's all around there. And then tang may mean whore in some language. All right. So it was all shortened to poontang or poon. They think back in 1969, but Putain is, I guess, French for prostitute. So you're a putain, right? So that's where that comes from. Ernie, it's the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Ernie, how are you?
Hi, Jay. Thanks for Bernie. It's Sean from before. I just wanted to reveal some stuff. I wasn't exactly truthful about my prison stint.
Yeah.
If I might reveal, I did get fisted a couple of times.
I knew it.
And that's why you talk like this? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Are you gay? Are you gay or are you straight?
I'm sure you picked up on that, and all of my enthusiasm. I am a very enthusiastic person, as you know.
Right, all right.
And
well,
I
good.
just love your show, and I'm sorry I lied about my sexual liaison in prison. I'm sure
that's okay.
Yeah, we
Thank you, Ernie. Thank you. This bit's going on as long as the duct tape interview.
Thank you.
You know
very
what, Ira?
much.
Hold on a second. Ira, you're
I
out
love
of hand
you,
today.
Shirley.
Love you.
Thank you. Let's go to Brad of Kansas. Brad, Ira's been strange today, hasn't he? Sort of strange.
Yeah, that could have been a very good interview, Jay, if you got some duct tape and duct tape Ira's fucking mouth shut.
Oh, my God.
That's not nice of you to say.
That's not
sir.
good at all.
What has Ira done to you, sir?
What we need to do is take the pen out of Shuli's hand is what we need to do. All right?
You do something. Boy, Ira's just off the wall. You need to duct tape his mouth shut so he keeps quiet.
I would tell you to go to hell, but you're already in Kansas.
All right. Thank you, Brad. That's right. All right, don't worry about it, Brad. It'll be fun. Daryl of Tennessee. Yes, Daryl. Jay Thomas here. Wow, that's sad.
Hey, man, how's it going?
That's okay. I feel badly for Ira right now.
Why do you feel bad for Ira?
Well, the guy from Kansas, didn't like that he was helping me with the interview,
Well, Ira seems like a pretty good old guy.
What's that?
He is.
Thank you. Thank you.
He said, Ira seems like a pretty good old guy.
He does. Daryl, what do you want to add to the show today?
Well, I was just thinking about the poontang for various reasons, but Ted Nugent had a song. Ted Nugent had a song back probably in the 70s.
Oh, yeah, Sweet Poontang, right?
Exactly.
You got that Sweet Poontang song, Garrett? You got that one?
We
Sweet
just
Poontang?
played it.
Oh, we did?
For a minute.
Did you play it?
Yeah, that was what we were playing.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry.
We were thinking about it so much we didn't hear the song. Do you know that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. How come there aren't names? You know what, Christina? Guys say stuff like "look at that poontang" and all that. When you're sitting with your girlfriends, do you guys have slang for guys' asses or penises or something?
Not really, because the penis isn't a very attractive thing. So
really,
hold on.
Yeah,
Christina
I agree with
and her
that.
girlfriends are very dirty.
We are very dirty, but we don't talk about the penis like that. I mean, we make.
Well, no, wait a minute. Now, excuse me 1 second.
Yeah.
There are some ugly penises, but then but when the penis is extended all the way out to its fruition, and it's pinkness.
Well, then we like it.
And the circumcision has gone well. I mean, I happen to think when mine is extended and angry, I think it's lovely. It's
right.
not
Well, then
too
we
big.
really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's what we're saying also. We're not talking about a vagina with a yeast infection. We're talking about it at its best.
It's just
that's what
not
I'm
really
asking.
a topic that comes up that often. We don't really sit around and praise the penis. I mean, we appreciate the penis, but we don't sit around and praise it the way it
And
looks or
men
anything.
praise the vagina and the ass
Right.
all the time.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yes, Ira. What is it?
fuzzy clam snapper fish bucket.
All right. Hey, Shuli, have you ever heard it called a fish mitten? You ever heard that one?
I have not.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard it called the fuzzy lap flounder?
Yeah, from you.
Oh, all right.
All right. All right. Thank you, Daryl of Tennessee. By the way, I've never had this happen. Tim Nyberg has already emailed me. Thank you for the interview. You got me out of retirement. That's why I don't know much about my books. I'm retired. Well, thanks, Tim. But, if you're going to, sell the book, know what's in the damn thing. Hoodoo says, recently you had a guest who talked about VH1's Tool Academy. Were you around for that, Shuli?
Yes,
Tool
I was.
Academy.
It's hard to
I'm
hear
watching
you over
the
the
show.
breathing.
Yeah, I'm now watching the show, and I thought I would tell you that it is one fucked up show featuring fucked up people. Not only the tools who get caught, but their mates who are as dumb as dryer lint for letting these guys get away with all of their crap. One idiot in particular was amazing. She told how she knew that her tool was a pathological liar, and yet she felt victimized by the tool's Cancun activities. This is Bill C. of Wisconsin. Bill, it's a television show, okay? And it's not a reality show. It's all fake.
Bullshit.
And they know that if they act like this,
then they'll get a spin-off show from it on VH1.
We found out that they may be a bunch of gay guys who masturbate on the internet, who go on that show and pretend they're the tools. I tell you what's sad is why can't they just make a show that's real and let it be real? I mean, Shuli, what are they afraid of? I mean, what do you think's the most real reality show you watch?
The most real reality show I watch is probably, I would say, like the DEA show that I've watched. That
the Drug Enforcement show?
Yeah, they can't really stage a lot of shit with DEA, and,
Right.
And that you see them pull over, semi-trucks and take it apart piece by piece until they find, 30 pounds of meth or whatever. That one's pretty real. I mean, other than that, it's, it's all bullshit when it comes down to it. I don't know.
Yeah, they're just so afraid. It's like, if
they force this stuff to happen, like this isn't the reality, the Kardashians don't have a problem every single week. I got news for you. Life's pretty fucking good if you're a Kardashian. You don't have a lot of problems other than your daughter releasing a goddamn porno.
Now, here's my question about them.
How many episodes of that show did you see about the porno? How many did we actually see about the porno coming out? None. Zero.
Do you believe that basketball player is going to stay married to her?
No, not at all.
I don't either.
I don't believe it was
Right, I
real
don't
to
either.
begin with. Deadliest Catch, Otto just reminded me. There's another real reality show. You can't fake that shit.
No, you can't. But also, Deadliest Catch, I will tell you that they lost a lot more people in the first year than, they almost I don't know if they got better safety or whatever, but the first year, 2 guys either died on camera or were talked about dying, by the captains,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anybody else dying. I want more dying. More dying, I tell you.
I can't breathe in this thing.
I've chosen a hotel to stay in for my trip to New York, and the company has some criteria.
Take a deep breath and get hard when you get in there.
And I wrote in there, I said, look, I might be able to give you some mentions, right? Mr. Thomas, I received the information you sent concerning the exchange opportunities for mentions. Could you send us a media kit so that we might be able to learn more about the demographic profile of your listener? That would pretty much, stop any any chance that anybody might be coming to Manhattan to stay at this place. Yeah, no, I don't think we'll do that. So,
a gentleman by the name of Hansi came up to our front desk, Mr. Thomas.
Do you know a Beetlejuice? Do you know a Beetlejuice?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, yeah. Do you know an Ira the Weatherman who wanted a suite, for free? The Jay Thomas Show with Shuli and Ira.
The Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. The curious. The extreme. The fascinating. Jay Thomas. On Stars 2. Sirius 108 XM 139. And on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
AC/DC's first singer, Bon Scott, lived fast, rocked hard, and died young. Sirius XM's Boneyard becomes the Bonyard, paying tribute to Bon Scott of AC/DC on the 30th anniversary of his death. The Boneyard will only play tracks from the Bon Scott era of AC/DC and honor his legend every hour this Friday, exclusively on Sirius XM. The Boneyard, Sirius 19.
Stars 2 gets tech, too.
Gentlemen, we're about to witness the greatest miracle of the machine age.
It's tomorrow's hottest tech trends. Today, with Into Tomorrow's Dave Graveline.
What comes first, the network or the device? Interesting questions being asked here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona this week as providers start to roll out their 4G service to accommodate us data-hungry consumers. They've got to ensure the networks can handle the traffic these new phones will bring. Samsung unveiled Wave, the first smartphone based on its own mobile operating system called Bada. I wonder if their default search engine will be Bing. We got a really cool early look at an augmented reality iPhone app showing you the closest and easiest places to get online. Into Tomorrow's Rob Almanza says it's changing the nature of work.
Thanks, Dave. They say work in the traditional sense has changed. The city is our office. Work Snug is a new app for the iPhone 3GS that has been developed to help us find the perfect spot based on mobile hotspots, power provision, atmosphere, and even the quality of the coffee. As you pan with your iPhone, you'll see boxes with the names of the nearest hotspots, and it will tell you if Wi-Fi is free and how far away it is. It uses Google Maps to direct you to it. Work Snug is currently live in London and will be rolling out in major cities in the U.S. over the next few weeks.
And Adobe is here launching Air for smartphones. There's hope for Flash on our mobile devices.
Get more of Into Tomorrow with Dave Graveline every Saturday starting at 9 p.m. East, only on Stars 2. Sirius 108 XM 139. Stars 2 brings the noise every day with radio you can't find anywhere else. It's afternoons at 3 p.m. East with Jay Thomas, where whacked out newsmakers come alive.
We talk about everything. Sex, politics, sports, almost everything I've failed at.
Middays at noon East, Covino and Rich.
We talk sports, women, entertainment, uncensored guy talk.
And start your day with me and Vinny, where Vinny Politan hits the headlines with a legal stick.
I take a look at the criminal and law stories and pick them apart like nobody else can.
It's Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139. Jay Thomas. The afternoon drive show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 XM 139. And on the Sirius XM iPhone and BlackBerry app.
Closer you are.
I don't know where they dug these songs up, but
that's Oldie Goldie.
We've had some people call up and say that there's some sort of static or something. That's Ira breathing, folks. We're all okay here, and Ira the Weatherman breathing. 888-410-210. We just mentioned Lamar Odom, and he's married to what? Khloe? Who's he married to? Khloe?
Khloe Kardashian.
And Lamar is calling us, apparently very angry in line one. Yes, Lamar, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you?
Jay Thomas. Talking about my woman on national radio.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's how you talk about her, your woman. That's how you say it. It's kind of caveman-esque, isn't it? My woman.
Yeah,
now, you know good and well.
All right.
Yeah, you know good and well that marriage isn't going to last. Are you kidding? Her ass is going to be so big it'll be on 3 channels before it's over. Okay?
Man, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Calm down, Chloe. I got this. Jay, Jay, how you going to say something about me on the radio? No, we good friends.
Yes.
Chloe's a good woman.
She is good. Mm-hmm. Now, you're going to raise that child as black or white?
I'm gonna raise that child as combination, Basin, Palazin.
You're going to have all those names? All right. Well, Lamar, thank you. Lamar Odom just checking in. Let me apologize to you and the entire Kardashian family. So that's it. Stop the breathing, would you? Stop it. Director Kevin Smith was escorted off of a Southwest Airlines plane yesterday. It's been a crazy story. But you know, surely a lot of people don't know who Kevin Smith is.
That's right.
But
now you know he's fat.
He directed Silent Bob, right?
He directed Mallrats. He directed Clerks. He directed Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Dogma.
Dogma. But the one I liked, Chasing Amy, was my favorite movie, and the rest of them I have no interest in. And it was about a guy that falls in love with a woman who was had been screwed a bunch of guys and was also a lesbian sometime, right? And I love that movie, but I don't think the world kind of knows who Kevin Smith is, right? But I guess he's gotten really big and fat. He's been on our show.
Well, he's always been a big guy. And in the picture I saw, he's not as big as he once was.
Well, they made him leave the airplane. I've never in my life, I fly all the time. I've never seen that, ever.
And he said another woman got chastised on the plane, too, but she wasn't made to leave.
Let me tell you something. The airline industry has been overrun by fat people. I know this firsthand.
You ought to change his name to Silent Fat Ass Bob.
They have giant wheelchairs just for fat people.
Hey, Kevin, why don't you get in a jumbo jet next time?
Kevin, your flight is leaving. You need to get in the cargo hold.
How about popping for a first-class seat? You know, I think they allow the fatzos up front. You know?
Dogma made a couple shekels, didn't it?
It's just been announced that other celebrities, Air Force has offered a C-130 to take J-Lo's ass wherever she'd like it to go. Okay, these are the jokes that I had. Cher was arrested for going through the body scan check 4 times at LAX just the other day. These are the jokes.
Good night, Jay. Good night, Julie. Good night, Christina. Good night, Garrett. Good night, 7 C's.
Good night, man cow. Good night, man cow.
Good night, Irish breathing.
All right. I'll see you at the convention.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy.
Sirius XM Blue Collar Radio.
You're done. This channel is blue collar type F. You might be a redneck. Hilarious individual.
Here's your sign.
I mean, we're all buddies. And we all know what it took to get to this level. You're done. I won't change anything. I will continue to do the same kind of jokes because that's what my audience likes. It does what it's supposed to do, entertain and make you laugh.
Blue Collar Radio.
Sirius 103.
Every straight guy needs a gay friend. Michael Billy's not going to change you, just make you better.
It's time to man up and get yourself ready for a date. You know why iPods are so successful? Because music can influence a person's mood. A person's entire demeanor can be changed when a song comes on. So this Man Up is about putting the right music together for a date. I'm not just talking about the music in the car or the playlist you put on when you take her back to your place. I'm talking about the music you play before the date, at your house, while you're getting ready. Do you even play music while you're getting ready for a date? If not, you're missing out. If you have a hard time getting loose, being conversational, or are just nervous about a date, setting up a playlist for while you get ready can make a huge difference. Think of it this way. It's game time, man. You gotta get yourself in the zone. What you put on the playlist is really important. I would stay away from Black Sabbath and Metallica unless you're prepping for a date with a vampire. Try and load the playlist up with good mood music. Something energetic and light, like anything from Queen or Journey. You know what the perfect song is while you're getting ready? That's right, you guessed it. My new hit single, Jersey Boy.